Kylie.
Honor plays clarinet is the drum major.
The lights are on. The lights are on. The field is live. Let's do this, Tuscaloosa. This is Hillcrest Football on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Toby's on fire tonight, breaks the tackle. He's to the 10, he's to the 5, he's in the end zone.
Yes!
Touchdown, Patriots.
For live video stream, catch all the action this season on YouTube Live and NFHS Network. For live audio stream, tune in to Mixlr.com. That's MIXLR.com. And now, to the Bama Stuff broadcast booth with Brent Jones, Brad Armstrong, Brian Pirano, and the Hillcrest Football broadcast crew on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Hello and welcome to Buddy Anderson Stadium on the campus of Vestavia Hills High School. Brent Jones, Brad Armstrong, Brian Pirano, Kylie Robinson, Ariel Lewis, Darius Thomas, the whole crew here with you tonight. And Nathan McDonald just stepped into the room. Let's go to the booth shot, Kylie. Stepped into the room tonight. Welcome to the County Commissioner of District 3, Mark Nelson pregame show. Great to have you with us. Click that again, please, Kylie. Something's wrong there. Okay, there we go. There we go. Here we are at Vestavia Hills High School. Beautiful campus. If we can switch over, Darius, if you can get a shot of the hills out here, I want the audience to see the hills. Get a shot of the hills out here. This is just a beautiful, beautiful landscape for us to look at here at Vestavia Hills High School as we look out over the field and into the mountains. It is just absolutely stunning. Okay, well, anyway, we're here. We're ready to go. Vestavia people have been very hospitable. Let's hope that the Vestavia football team is as hospitable to our offense and our defense. Welcome to the show, guys.
Oh, glad to be here.
Well, this is nice. This is great, Brent. I was telling Brad and you before the game, I've not been here in 14 years, so it's always neat to see at least new places from the broadcast booth.
Well, the good news is last time Brian was here was a Hillcrest win.
That's what I predict. I predicted the same outcome as we did in 2011 against Vestavia.
Like the exact same score as your prediction?
Not that, but a field goal at the buzzer to win it. Just like Melvin Gueller.
Yeah, that's right. He and his brother. What was his brother's name?
Keanu.
That's right.
Yeah.
What was the that final was relatively low scoring.
17-14, 2017, something like that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Hey, this is another big game. Every one of them is a big game now in this region. We've got Hoover last week. Came away with that one with a big W, and we turn right around on the road once again to Vestavia. Hoover was ranked number 3 at the time when we played them in Class 7A. Vestavia now ranked number 5. Of course, Hillcrest has snuck into the top 10 poll at number 9, but Vestavia started out this season by destroying powerhouse Auburn at the beginning of the season, traditional powerhouse Auburn, and they gave a tough fight to Hewitt-Trussville last week. Those two teams went tooth and nail. That game could have gone either way. This is going to be another dogfight here tonight, guys.
All right, well, I expect that. I think everybody in this booth does. And when I think about everybody in this booth, I mean, there's in this square footage area,
we're kind of
tight.
It's kind of a tight squeeze, but we've had tighter squeezes than this.
We have. I do expect a really good ball game tonight. Obviously, the task is a little different this week. Obviously, last week, I think we were all concerned because, you know, the depth of Hoover, the first year that we played them kind of overwhelmed us, just to be honest with you.
Right.
Tonight, I feel like, and not to say that Vestavia won't be deep. I think that certainly they are. But I think this will be much more of a strategic difficulty for us just because I think of the way that Vestavia plays their scheme. It'll be difficult for us to handle that. So I expect a heck of a ball game tonight.
Right. And still speaking about last week's game, that's the thing I think that impressed me the absolute most about that game was the fact that, you know, we jumped out to the big lead, which was great.
Right.
But we weathered the storm. Hoover came storming back, cut it to one score at halftime, had the ball to start out the second half. We got a 3-and-out, then our offense scored, and then we just held them off the rest of the way.
And I think it was a great job by the coaching staff. You know, talking to some of them, I'm not sure sometimes the score was indicative to how much we dominated that game, Brent, because, you know, you look at a couple of the offsides in the second quarter, you look at the tip pass caught by Hoover, and you go back to that, and we really dominated the game the first, the third, and the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But you're right. Great job by under-the-weather Coach Mitchell and his staff to pull that one out and get the big win, make this game even bigger this week, Brent.
Yeah, guys. Oh, you go ahead,
Well,
Brett.
I was just going to say, Brian mentioned some plays that, you know, were kind of fluky and went Hoover's way to keep him in it. But I think Brian's right also, because I felt like Hillcrest not only dominated the game, but I thought in the trenches we were the better team.
Agreed.
I thought Hillcrest's offensive line kind of bullied Hoover's defensive line, and I also thought the defense really kind of held firm, did a great job of keeping everything Hoover did in front of them, and then attacking the ball once they got it out. But I agree with Brian, but I think physically we were the better football team.
Now, the challenge tonight is going to be the complexity of not only the Vestavia offense with all the motion, the movement, everything they do, the tricks that they do, but also on defense. I was talking to Coach Patterson at the Hillcrest Huddle the other night, and he said, you know, there are two types of offenses. You have an offense that runs a lot of motion and does a lot of stuff, but they have a very few plays, right? That they run out of all that motion just trying to fool you. Or you have an offense that doesn't run a lot of motion, but they have a wide variety of plays. He said Vestavia is both.
Right.
They run a lot of motion. They also have a lot of plays that they run out of that motion. So that makes it an extra big challenge for the defense.
I think also last year was a really difficult situation for us. And Vestavia did the same thing. It's not like they didn't show up to play at the exact same time. But I thought Vestavia handled if you guys remember, last year there were some weather issues. So instead of the typical 7 o'clock kickoff, we moved it up to 4 o'clock. And we did not handle that. Now, I think Vestavia kind of hit us in the mouth and then did a really good job dominating us throughout the entire game.
Right.
But at the same time, we just didn't handle the change of kickoff time very well at all. And you know, tonight, obviously the weather is beautiful, and we kind of expected a 7 o'clock kickoff, which is what we're going to get. So hopefully we're much more prepared tonight than we were last year.
And, you know, Brad, even last year was a little different in the morning. You know, we had the big pep rally that year, so it was also not the normal morning routine for these players. And sometimes when you got 14 to 18-year-old kids, they're so used to something that even a small thing, different pregame, and then the big change, a different kickoff time, you can see the result on the field was not what we wanted.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right, for sure. Okay, guys, let's take a little break here, and let's go and find out what Coach Mitchell has to say about tonight's game on the Coach Jamie Mitchell pregame show.
Hello and welcome to the Coach Jamie Mitchell pregame show. Coach Mitchell, wow, what an amazing night at the Hoover Met this past Friday night. The big 34-26 win over Hoover, the first time Hillcrest has ever beaten the Hoover Bucks, the kings of Alabama football for generations now. What a monumental moment in Hillcrest football history.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think we'd be misleading if we didn't take a moment to recognize what happened. You know, I mean, it was a night that there's just so many great things about that night and so many memories that were made for a lifetime, you know. And when you beat somebody for the first time, it's been the gold standard of football in this state for a long time, you know. I just think it shows where our program is and what we're capable of doing. And, you know, undersized, undernumbered, whatever you want to say, you know, our guys fought their tail off and came out with a big, big win.
They sure did. And, you know, and kind of a quick recap of the game, jumping out to that big 22-0 lead with like 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. You knew that wasn't enough. You knew that Hoover, with this team, that they're going to fight back, they're going to claw back, and they're going to make a game of it, which they did. And at that point, a lot of people were saying, oh, yeah, you know, typical thing. They got out to a lucky lead early on. Hoover's going to take over, use their depth, win this game, whatever. But this was the thing that impressed me. In the second half, your guys came out and said, we're not going to let that happen. We're holding on to this thing. We're going to win this game.
They did, you know, and there were so many pivotal plays in that game and so many that we won, you know, that we had to win. And, you know, that's just a credit to our kids. It's the way we're built. And, you know, we felt certainly disrespected in a lot of ways. And, you know, I think we played with a chip on our shoulder, and rightfully so. And, you know, I think we earned a hard-fought win in a great environment, and you know, more important than anything else, we're 1-0 in the region.
Right, right. And 1-0 in the region, great win, you know, monumental. Everybody will remember for the rest of their lives, but you got to add to those memories. You can't just rest on your laurels and live off of that for the rest of the season. You don't get a chance to rest at all because you got another top 5 team that you're traveling to see this Friday night against Vestavia.
Yep. You know, I mean, you've heard me say this before. Our number one goal every year is to get in the playoffs. I don't care how, where, what number. We want to be in the playoffs, and that is still our number one goal, is to somehow, some way find our way in the playoffs. We've not done that yet. You know, we're 1-0, so we've got to string together some more region wins. And you know, this one Friday night's going to be as hard as anybody on our schedule. I mean, they are so crafty at what they do, and can really embarrass you in a lot of different ways. So, you know, what a challenge for us. And, you know, 4 of our first 6 on the road is just so many things are tough for us. But man, I like where we are, and you know, we're gonna go back to Birmingham, and I promise you this, our guys will be jacked up and ready to go.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Rebs.
You know, they just maximize what they have, and I don't know a better way to say it. You know, they are super crafty in so many different ways, and they create so many explosive plays just on some really neat, unconventional things you don't see week in and week out. And you know, they've just kind of got a perfect storm over there. Their head coach is a defensive guy, and he's a wizard. You know, I mean, he's tremendously unconventional. Offensively, they're unconventional, and you know, they may not always be the most talented football team, but you know, what they do schematically fits them to a T, you know, and they pose so many problems. They stress you in so many different ways. So, you know, it's going to be a mountain to climb.
All right. Well, I can't wait. Week 2 of the 3-game region gauntlet coming up.
Yes. We've got to find a way to win a few more for sure.
Yeah. So exciting. Can't wait. Let's do it again, Coach.
We'll be ready to go.
All right, thank you.
Okay, welcome back to Buddy Anderson Stadium here on the campus of Vestavia Hills High School. Brent Jones, Brad Armstrong, Brian Pirano, and the rest of the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network team. There you have it with Coach Mitchell's insight and thoughts about today's game, and we'll talk about those much more as the game goes along. That's one thing, guys, that I think is great about what I get to do at Hillcrest through the week. When I do the Coach's Review Show, the Hillcrest Football Review with Coach Mitchell, and then I talk to him on Tuesday nights at the Hillcrest Huddle, man, I get all kinds of insight because he is absolutely analyzing every single play as we go along, not in depth so much, you know, but it's play after play after play on the Hillcrest Football Review, but a lot of information. And then we talk for about 15 minutes every week on the air on the Hillcrest Huddle. So it helps me with my job and kind of knowing what's going on with the team.
No doubt, bro. I mean, Jamie's insight, you know, he can give you a ton in a short amount of time, which is, you know, how much football knowledge he has stored.
For sure.
Right before I came up here, the news was on, and it was actually a preview of this game on ABC 3340.
Okay.
So I forget the guy's name, but he was interviewing the coach from Vestavia, and anyway, they mentioned about Jamie Mitchell said that they were talking about the upset, of course, last week that Hillcrest was an upset over Hoover, and they said that Coach Mitchell was quoted as saying, well, we expected to win the game.
Right.
At Hillcrest, we played second fiddle to no one.
Good for him.
And I love the attitude, of course. So you guys are talking about Coach Mitchell, but the attitude is that we belong. And, of course, you can imagine, if you're coaching a football team, it's no different than, say, whenever a huge underdog may play, you know, Texas or something.
Right.
The team that shows up expects to win, and they expect to compete. So, obviously, Coach Mitchell does, too. So I just enjoyed that quote.
Yeah, you got to believe. I mean, you're not going to be a champion if you don't believe you can be a champion.
That's exactly right.
That's my problem at the Pritchett Moore.
I
don't believe in myself enough.
You believe it until the last point.
I have.
You know that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and then I blow
right,
it. Yeah,
right.
exactly. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the keys to victory. Of course, our keys to victory brought to you by Alabama Credit Union. I'm sorry, not Alabama Credit Union. Alabama Express keys to the game. Thanks so much to Alabama Express for sponsoring us for so many years. And David Jones, thanks to you for all your technical wizardry that helps us bring this broadcast to you.
He was helping you. He was helping us a couple minutes before we went on the air, Brent.
That's right. We had an issue, called him, and he figured it out. Okay, let's go to those keys. And first of all, guys, let's take a look at the keys for Hillcrest tonight. The first one is prove it wasn't a fluke.
Right. You know, and I still play that game over in my head. And obviously early, you know, we got a lot of breaks. But at the same time, Hillcrest did a really good job of winning the football game. And it could have been just as easy to lose, because how many times, and I spoke with a friend of mine who worked at Hoover back in the day, and he said whenever he was at Hoover, that was kind of always those things where we got him right where we want him. Because Hoover always stormed back. It was just what they did. Everybody expected to just get beaten.
Right.
And hope we hold on. Hillcrest didn't have that mindset.
Exactly.
And in fact, the 3 and out to begin the second half I thought was huge. Whatever the case is, we've got to go out there and pretend like we belong. And I think that mindset.
There's no pretending to it.
No.
We got to show that we belong.
Well, that's true. But the mindset that Jamie Mitchell mentioned earlier about, you know, we play second fiddle to no one, I think that's a really important mindset to have.
For sure.
It kind of brings us to the second one, where we don't want to forget about Hoover. We want to build on that success. But, you know, 2 months from now, we don't want the season defined by the Hoover win either. Like, now what? Now what do we do with that win? It gives us the opportunity to have a heck of a rest of the season right now, but we can't rest on those laurels. We have to move on from that, celebrate it for 24 hours, and now move on to an equally important game. The more we win, guys, the more important that next game becomes. You know, Hoover's one thing down the road at the Met. Now we move on to Vestavia. We worry about Vestavia, and then once this game is over, we'll worry about next week.
Yeah, if you finish the year at 3-7, that huge win over Hoover means absolutely nothing.
We don't want to have peaked in September.
Yes.
What did that win do to the level of expectations of the people at the Crest?
I can't speak for everybody at the Crest. I can speak for three
Through
people
the
in the
roof.
booth, though, that
Through the roof.
absolutely, I think, you know, while we certainly had hope and expectations that was solidified.
No
Brett,
doubt.
you were saying, I was telling our fabulous librarian, Sarah Adams, today, one of the best dress-up days I've seen at the whole school. You know, that participation today, just that kind of fervor in the hallway. So I do think the expectations at Hillcrest, whether they're necessarily spoken out loud or just the way the student body
Just
is
from
acting.
the vibe and the school
Brent.
spirit.
Yeah, I think it's a big deal.
I also think that it does a lot to the atmosphere of this game. And, you know, obviously you already touched on the importance, but I do think it makes it just a tad bit more important to be competitive and really get after it and get this win.
It sure as heck makes it a lot more fun.
Well, it certainly does. You got that right.
Okay,
when you're
guys.
tied for first. You know.
Right. Okay, we talked about last week not biting the Hoover cheese, right? Not falling for all the motion and the tricks and all that kind of stuff. And the defense did a great job of not doing that, not biting that cheese. But now the cheese has gone from the little slices, you know, that you peel out of the plastic to a huge chunk of Gouda. There's a lot more cheese to be looking at in this Vestavia offense.
I think this cheese is probably a lot tastier. So I'll have to see if we can avoid biting it. But I know that, now here's the thing. Is there as much cheese? It might just be less cheese and more delicious. The only reason I said this is because I think athletically, Hoover was probably more talented from an athletic standpoint. However, schematically, boy, these jokers.
These guys know how to serve the cheese.
They sure do. They know how to set you up.
You might be
and stick
reaching
it to
for a
you.
piece of cheese. It's not really there sometimes.
That's right.
So I think just like Brad said, talent-wise, you're probably not going to play a team as talented as Hoover, except for that team from Alabaster. But Vestavia, extremely, extremely well coached, extremely smart team. And, you know, we're going to have to do what you just said, Brent, what Coach Armistead said last week. You know, don't bite the cheese, right? Don't go for those fakes.
That's right. Hey, let's go to those keys for Vestavia. All right, so Vestavia, speaking of the cheese, or what is more commonly referred to as eye candy, Vestavia needs to utilize their ability to provide that eye candy and fool Hillcrest.
Well, that's their number one tool, and I think they've got to utilize it. You know, if you got to imagine Hillcrest has a bunch of nails. Hoover's got to be a hammer. If they bring a wrench to the party, then we've got a chance, but they better bring a hammer.
Yeah, and I think moving on a little bit, shutting down one of our weapons. You know, I went back and national anthem, guys.
National anthem. Didn't even know it was coming. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back. All right, so there you have the Vestavia Hills Marching Band with our national anthem. Kylie, if we could go back to those keys for Vestavia, can we get back to that?
I think we were just talking about how
there we go.
Big weapons for Hillcrest. Now, last week, Caden Smith had a big game. Last week, Jacoby had a big game. Hewitt also last week, I believe they ran for 300-plus against these Vestavia Rebels. So I do think if we have success in the air and on the ground, we're going to be going home pretty happy. So for Vestavia to be able to at least control the Hillcrest offense, shut down one aspect of that offense.
Okay, all right, thank you. Those are your keys to victory, brought to you by Alabama Express. And we're getting close to kickoff time, guys. But I tell you, we've done a lot of analysis of this game. You hate to look ahead, and of course the coaching staff doesn't look ahead, but we can, right? We can do that. This is the murderer's row. This is the middle section, the cheese within the sandwich. I keep talking about cheese, right? In the murderer's row. How many different analogies can we make? It's analogy night here at Buddy Anderson Stadium. This is the middle game between the murderer's row of 3 games that we have this year between Hoover and now Vestavia, and then next week Hewitt-Trussville. I'm thinking, a 3-0 sweep, and we're on our way.
Wow. First of all, you're a Swiss Army knife, to make a cheese reference.
That's good of you to say.
Thank you. But look, I will say, that 3-game stretch, not only do you try to come out with wins, but I think the other important thing is you still got a lot of important season left after those games, so you really want to try to also come out healthy. And so that's a really tough thing to do because, one of the questions I had, at least from last week, is how deep is our team? And, I was speaking with somebody throughout the week about our defensive line, and I just really enjoyed how they kind of platooned, these 3 guys out, these 3 guys in. And that speaks to the depth of the defensive line. Now, can they maintain that depth? Is that depth as effective? Are the 1s and the 2s the same? Obviously those things will be challenged. But ultimately, I thought they proved themselves, and they have 2 other opportunities in that murderer's row there to do that, Brent.
And, we're not the only team with the murderer's row going on. Last week, Vestavia had Hewitt. This week, they're obviously playing us. And then next week, they have Thompson High School. So you got to remember, not only are we going through it, but a lot of the teams in Region 3 are going through it, at least the teams that hope to be playing beyond Halloween this year, guys. So not only us, but Vestavia is facing the same thing. I think we need to understand that up there, and the players need to understand it. Vestavia also feels the pressure. This is even a bigger game for them, guys, after they lost last week to the Huskies.
It's just part of being in this region, guys.
Right, it is.
Man.
Interesting thing, Brad, now that we have a couple minutes. We'll get to that in a second as we get to the center field for the coin toss.
That's right. Well, let's go to the Alabama Credit Union coin toss on the field, guys, and let's take a look and see. Kylie, if you'll hit it again, I think.
Looks like Lawson Allen and Kylan Norfleet are the captains tonight for the Patriots, Brent.
All right, and the captains for the Rebels, number 17, J.D. No, well, I don't know. They see, the thing about them is that. Do we have an offensive? Where's the defense? Oh, okay.
They're offense on one side,
they have numbers. They have double numbers. Like you have a 17 on offense, a 17 on defense. So we're just going to be guessing as to which they are, offensive or defensive players. I doubt it's Hudson Moat, quarterback. I think it's probably J.D. Haynes, the linebacker, number 17. Number 15, maybe Ben Ponder.
Maybe Carson Purdy, the senior running back.
The senior running back. You're probably right. He is a big, important member of this team. Number 55, maybe the offensive lineman, Brody Glenn.
Yeah, there is no defensive player with 55, so that's him.
And number 9 on defense,
that's Price the Master. That's the quarterback.
Oh, okay.
We won the toss. I don't know what they've decided yet, but it looks like Hillcrest did win the toss.
Okay.
I saw him flip, and then I saw the official look at Lawson Allen for what he wanted.
He's the quarterback.
Yeah, but the thing is, oftentimes they have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield, Brent. So we'll talk about the game. It's a bit of a flag football offense where they'll pitch the ball around a little bit, and both of them throw the ball.
So we did win the toss, boys. Vestavia will receive as we deferred, and so that'll be the Rebels with the ball to begin the game. Nice big run through by the Rebels over there to our left.
Oh, no. I just printed. I didn't even.
It looks like Hillcrest will be kicking off right to left, and the Rebels will be moving from our left to right on the radio dial.
All right, guys. Here we go again, right?
Man.
Is it gone now?
It only hey, I'm just saying, after the win last week, it only gets more exciting.
And and my level of nerves continues to rise as Vestavia takes the field.
All right, and now the Patriots break through the banner and make their way to the visitors' sideline on the far side of the field. And we are almost ready for football here tonight.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't sit still. So I'm pretty juiced up for this game.
Let's see if you can get those numbers right tonight.
Well, thank you, Brent. I appreciate that.
Hey, you know I got to pick at you.
Absolutely.
Because, I'm allowed to because I'm perfect, right?
Absolutely.
I never make any mistake.
You are perfect.
You better not tonight, or everybody's going to be hearing about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Tell you. Getting excited here. I saw.
I feel a little bit of nervousness in my stomach, like butterflies.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I saw Coach Simeon Palmore before the game, and he said, "Hey, you guys try not to get too excited tonight, all right?"
Yeah, right. Whatever.
Sim knows us better than that.
What are you talking about? We weren't excited. What? We were calm and professional.
I can tell you one thing. Professional's probably not my middle name.
All right, so this is good news, right, guys, that we get to kick off to start the game and get possession first thing in the second half.
I'll tell you in about 10 minutes. We'll see about that.
I was about to say.
Well,
it'll be a good thing if we can stop it.
Right.
That's what you want, every week. Whether it always works out is a different story. Okay, here's the Tiger Rock kickoff for tonight's game between Vestavia Hills and our very own Hillcrest Patriots. Elijah Miller approaches, toe to leather.
It's going to hit. Oh.
It lands at the 16 where it's, oh, wow. Beautiful hit there. Coming in to make the tackle is the Pats' number 6, Javion Lowe.
You thought he was a running
back at the 20-yard line.
You thought he was just a running back, but he did a really nice job in kick coverage there.
Lowe is not scared of contact, whether it be, covering the kickoff or when he's running the ball.
All right, so 1st and 10 from just short of the 20. Charlie Taff is the quarterback. He takes the snap. Here's a sweep around right in, crossing the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 into Hillcrest territory and out of bounds at the Hillcrest 45. Not a great way for the Hillcrest defense to start out here tonight.
Yeah, good jet motion by the Rebels from far side to near, and then just outnumbered Hillcrest and was able to get around that edge as they set the tone on that first play, that's for sure.
So a big 35-yard run on the first play from scrimmage from the Rebels. Taft takes the snap, and he'll keep it up the middle. He's to the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Tackle made there by the Pats' Katori Hayward. A pickup of about 5 on first down.
And Vestavia to the line quick.
Yeah. Up there quickly. Taft takes the snap, hands it off over left guard. Tackle made by Zay Hall after a gain of about 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 2.
And we can practice all we want against this offense, but seeing that motion, seeing the different positions, different directions, it's a lot different when you're seeing it in person.
Taft takes the snap. He'll keep it over left guard. He works his way through very close to first down yardage, but I think he's about a half yard, or he may be right at the sticks. They may have to measure to see if he got this one.
I bet they give it to him.
He got it. The ball was on the 35-yard line, and the marker was just short of it.
So first down for the Rebels at the Hillcrest 35 as they have driven from their own 19-yard line. Man comes in motion from right to left, spins around, fake handoff. Taff in the pocket, looking downfield, being chased by Zay Hall. Incomplete. Good job coming up to cover Miles Madden as the attempt was made to the running back in the backfield, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
So far, it looks like Hillcrest is taking the pass away and making them nickel and dime us down the field. So obviously, Vestavia had pretty good success on that first down play, but keeping everything in front of you has to be a goal, and so far, so not terrible, at least on that set of chains.
On that particular down, Charlie Taff calling the signals. Here comes the snap. He hands it off over right tackle. Miles Madden there to make the tackle at the Hillcrest 29-yard line from the carry of Noah Boylan, the running back.
You know, you both know this. Often the game comes down to a few big plays.
Yeah.
Often 3rd and 4s are what define the game when you look back the next day. And here's the first 3rd and reasonable for Vestavia.
This is a really big play, Brian. I'd agree. If they could get off the field right here and kind of withstand that 40-yard run, it'd be nice.
Taff is under center. He takes the snap. It's a straight handoff up the middle. Very close to the first down at about the 26-yard line, maybe about a yard short is Noah Boylan, the running back.
You figure Vestavia's going for it. It'd be a really long field goal. They've been very successful in picking up at least a yard per play, and so I don't have any sort of reason that they of course, they're going to be very confident that they pick this up. Hillcrest got to make a pretty good play to stop them right here, though, fellas.
Yeah, 4th and 1 from the Hillcrest 26. Vestavia, zero hesitation going for this on 4th down. Here comes a man in motion from left to right. Taff is going to keep it over left tackle. He's got the first down and more. He is into the end zone. 26-yard touchdown run for the Rebs to go up 6-0.
Yeah, pretty
here
quickly,
in the first quarter.
Quickly done by Vestavia. 2 minutes and 34 seconds off the clock. And really, if you'll notice, those offensive linemen, they are in very, very tight gaps. And they really do a good job of moving and kicking out, blocking well up front. They did it really well there. And, of course, credit to the quarterback, Taff, for finding his groove right there.
81-yard drive by the Rebels to start out this game. Here's the snap. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. 7-0 in favor of the Rebs. They take the early lead.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, this was huge. Vestavia did get the ball. They, you know, obviously we deferred to the second half right there. Vestavia is probably playing for their postseason lives right now. You know, they're playing with a certain amount of desperation after already going 0-1 in the region last week. And you see it on that first drive right there. Now, Hillcrest, when we get the ball and when Vestavia does get it back, we got to play with that same desperation. I think that's something you saw last week from us against Hoover that we got to replicate here against the Rebels.
Maybe a little bit of a wake-up call, hopefully, for the Patriots after that drive.
Well, and a lot of times you can make adjustments off the first drive. You know, anybody can scheme up some things and say, okay, well, we know they're going to hit us. This is what they're going to look like. And so Vestavia did a really good job dialing up that particular drive. Let's hope Hillcrest can do the same.
Tiger Rock kickoff. Here it comes. It's deep and fielded in the end zone, so that'll be, well,
I was thinking that.
The referee didn't blow the whistle,
Right.
but he caught it with 1 foot in the end zone and 1 foot on the field. You go in the end zone in high school football, it's an automatic touchback.
Yeah, I was wondering what he was doing.
Maybe the ref just forgot momentarily. I don't know. All right, so 9:23 remaining here in the first quarter. Vestavia Rebels out to an early 7-0 lead. Let's see what that Hillcrest offense can do with their first crack at it. Jordan Chambly and company make their way to the line of scrimmage. Chambly in shotgun, flanked by Javion Lowe. Oh, and my goodness, unexpected snap. And Chambly has to recover it at the 11-yard line. The ball just came at Jordan. He was not ready for it.
I'll say this.
He was lucky to recover it.
Yeah, good job by Jordan, though. He did not get it the first time he tried to fall on. He was on the ground. He reached out with that big left arm and was able to pull it in just moments before the Vestavia defensive line was on top of him.
Yeah, I agree. That could have been a bad situation, or a bad situation made worse.
Right.
2nd and 18 now, a loss of 8 back to the 12-yard line. Jordan calling the signals. Here's the snap. He drops back, steps up into the pocket, and he'll run this one, and he's got nowhere to go. He'll be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd and 18 for the Pats.
I'll say this, Jordan's running with that ball a little bit outside. You want it touching the arm, touching the body, and he got hit from the back right there. I was really, really happy he was able to hold on to it. Jordan needs to be aware of that when the pocket does or when the play does break down and he breaks the pocket, to be aware that Vestavia's coming from all directions.
That first play from scrimmage with that bad snap really put us into a bind right there,
sure.
boys.
Jordan under center now with a tight formation. One man to the right, one man wide to the left. Jordan will take the snap. Here's the belly G. Hand it off to Javion Lowe, and Javion's got a little bit of room.
That's face mask.
And he is tackled out of bounds. Looks like a face mask and a late hit out of bounds.
It's a hold against us. It's a hold on us. I thought I saw Javion's head snap back.
Yeah, well, also he was carried down out of bounds once he was in the white. He was dragged to the ground.
And, of course, they'll decline the hold, and it'll force Hillcrest to punt from there.
But there was no call against Vestavia?
I don't know.
No, that flag, I did not see the hold, but nor was I looking for it. But it looked like a pretty egregious face mask to me, but obviously the refs didn't see it that way.
Well, to me, not so much the face mask, but the fact that he dragged him down to the ground 4 or 5 yards off onto the white on the sideline.
Yeah, I wonder, how much are they going to call that? If you make initial contact inbounds, you have to be pretty egregious. However, I don't think I disagree with your guess. But whatever the case is, I did think there was a face mask that we didn't get. That's okay.
Okay, so we need a big punt here from Gunnar Webb. He takes the snap, gets it away. Nice high spiral. Will be fielded at the 42 and downed right there by number 14, Carson Purdy, the running back.
A tough start. I'll say that. I think that was a good job by Coach Mitchell on 3rd and very long right there, making sure we didn't make bad into worse. Getting it, running the ball, picking up 10 or 11, and just agreeing to, we'll punt, give our defense another chance.
So about a 35-yard punt there. Not bad. Ball turned over nicely, and the best part, no return. Hillcrest has got to answer the bell, though, here defensively, guys.
Charlie Taff and Price Lemaster. Lemaster hands it off to Taff. Here's a pitch out, a triple flea flicker, and a pass down the field is complete down to the 29-yard line. That's backyard football right there, guys. A handoff on an end around, and then a pitch back to another quarterback and a pass down the field, completed down to the 29.
The cheese looks really delicious so far.
I hate this cheese.
Yep.
Taff is the quarterback. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it up the middle. Breaks the tackle inside the 19, the 15, breaking more tackles and all the way down to the 11 into the Centel Home Design red zone as the Rebels are on fire right now, guys.
No doubt. This feels a lot like 2024.
Taff calling the signals. He'll hand this one off around left end. And the tackle made there.
Wow. Nice. Good tackle.
By the Pats, Kylan Norfleet.
At worst, we're even.
We're lucky that he didn't get a face mask call, but maybe he didn't grab him around the face mask.
I mean, there were two officials right there, and certainly they would have had a better angle than us.
All right. It's a gain of about 3 inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line.
Good discipline by the defensive line.
Here's a handoff over left guard and into the end zone goes Noah Banks. I'm sorry, not Noah Banks. I was looking at the wrong. Carson Purdy, the running back. For the second score of the night. 13-0 Rebs, 6:15 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, so far, so bad.
Yeah, for sure. Dr. Brandy Patterson of Brookwood Women's Health Center extra point attempt. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Vestavia extends the lead on the extra point to 14-0. Guys, we got to make something happen.
Yeah, and this is, once again, I said it on the first drive, it's real easy to intellectually understand what Vestavia is going to do. To watch it on film, to practice it against scout teams. But when you actually see it against those Vestavia Hills kids who have done it for 3-4 years, it's a lot different ball game out there. So it's difficult. So that flea flicker right there on the first, early in the second drive, and then the first play of the first drive. We're just giving up chunk plays that's allowing Vestavia to have short fields.
Well, the other thing that you've got to do is if you're going to give up yardage like this, you've got to answer with a score. You can't continue to stay in a gigantic hole. And, you figure that your defensive staff can figure it out, maybe make a few adjustments. But if you don't score to help answer that call, it's not going to matter.
Tiger Rock kickoff. Here we go. A high, deep kick once again, fielded this time at the 2, up to the 20 through a seam, the 26-yard line. Goes the Pats' Austin Cherry, and the Pats will start out there 1st and 10. Guys, another thing is that when you have a strong, aggressive, athletic defense, and they're doing all this motion and all these things, it kind of freezes you.
It does.
Right?
Good point, Brent.
And it negates your athletic ability and your speed.
And that's Vestavia's MO. That's what they want us to do. They want to negate that speed because Vestavia knows oftentimes, their biggest weapon is going to be their schemes, not necessarily their athleticism.
All right, so Jordan Chambly under center.
Golly.
And a false start will back the Pats up 5 more yards and make it 1st and 15.
Yeah, seem to be continually shooting ourselves on the foot early in these drives. Last time, a snap that Jordan was not expecting. Now, right, an illegal motion puts us 1st and 15.
Yeah, you've got to maintain some sort of focus. It feels like we're fairly discombobulated here, guys.
For sure. So 1st and 15 now. Jordan backs up into shotgun. He calls it, takes the snap. Jordan will keep this one over left guard, and he doesn't have a whole lot of room there. Only a couple of yards down to the 22, making it 2nd down and 13.
You can imagine that Vestavia is going to be really, really sound in their coverage of whatever play. Looks like a heat timeout, guys.
All right, so we'll take a break here with this heat timeout. Your score, Vestavia 14, Hillcrest nothing. Back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Ignite is a high school student employment initiative. We have a summer job fair, and a lot of employers have hired students from the summer job fair.
If you are not involved in Ignite, you should be involved in Ignite. It will be the best decision that you will make for your company in the hiring process.
It's an opportunity to grow your own workforce, to mentor young people. You can help give back to the community by helping students engage in a productive activity.
Football Broadcast Network, Vestavia Hills, Buddy Anderson Stadium. We are only in the first quarter. Vestavia already leads 13-0. It has been nothing but bad news for the Pats. It's 2nd down and 13 now from their own 23-yard line. Jordan Chambly in shotgun. The snap. Jordan looks to throw. Holds on to it. And he'll just run it again. And Jordan is brought down at the 25, a gain of 3. Jordan seems a little bit hesitant on his release here tonight, more so than he usually does.
And there was nobody open. I mean, it would have had to be a play made by a wide receiver right there. So maybe Jordan did a good job tucking it and getting a couple yards on 2nd and long.
Makes it 3rd and long, 3rd and 11 to be precise. From the 25, and the Pats need to get to the 36. Jordan in shotgun again, the snap, drops back, looks downfield. Jordan will run this one again. He dives forward, but he's well short of the 1st down. He's to the 31, so it'll be 4th down and about 5 for the Pats.
I'm okay with punting. The only problem is we've got to make some sort of play defensively.
There's no way we're going to win this game if we keep going 3 and out, touchdown, 3 and out, touchdown, 3 and out, touchdown.
Yeah, that's just bad math.
Yeah. Gunnar Webb stands at his 17-yard line to kick this one away. He'll take the snap, kicks it away, a nice, high, deep punt. Fielded, no, not fielded, it bounces. Takes a little bit of a Hillcrest bounce inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. So a beautiful punt there by Gunnar Webb, at least backing the Vestavia offense up a little bit, making them work a little bit harder this time.
That was a fantastic punt. Man, I mean, Gunnar hit about a 35-yarder in his first punt of the game. That was closer to 50.
And then brought back memories of Bramlett and Luke Williams.
Wow, yeah, that was really well done. And then, of course, every once in a while, Evan would hit one of those, too.
You're right. You're right.
But nicely done there by Gunnar. Gunnar, the punter. Wish he wasn't playing so much.
Taff in an empty set, little slip screen across the middle is complete to the 35, the 38-yard line. Goes number 14, Luke Stubbs, the wide receiver, on the little slip screen. Big first down for the Rebs. He picks up 20 on that one, down to the 38-yard line. Taft takes it, hands it off around in, another 10-yard pickup. Kylan Norfleet comes to make the tackle and knock the runner out of bounds, but not until after he picks up 11 and a first down.
Our defense looks confused right now, and Brent, I think you made a good point where they seem really back on their heels. They're being reactive to what Vestavia is doing, and by the time we do figure it out, it's too late, and Vestavia is still just moving the chains, play after play.
Taft takes it, play action, fake. He looks downfield. Runners are covered.
He's across the line of scrimmage.
He slings it.
They got it.
And yes, he was across the line of scrimmage when he made that pass.
It's loss of down, I believe.
Yeah, that should be a loss of down.
It is in college.
Well, yeah, is it in high school?
I don't know. So. I always get those wrong.
Well, let's hope it is. So illegal forward pass that time.
This is, I hate to say it, this is the kind of break we needed.
It is.
Man.
Loss of down, indeed.
So it's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot and a loss of down.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 15.
Okay.
Moves it back to the 43-yard line. You're right, though. The defense needs a break. Taft looks to the sidelines, change the play. Here comes the snap. He's back to pass. He's being pressured. He releases this one, and it is caught. And the receiver breaks free down the sideline, and he will score. Touchdown, Vestavia. Hillcrest had done just about everything right except reach the quarterback before he released it and then make the tackle on the sidelines.
Yeah, good play by the Vestavia wide receiver right there. Tough ball to catch. Quarterback put it right on the money, made one man miss, and then it was just a foot race to the end zone.
Extra point attempt coming your way.
You can't exacerbate the problem by missing tackles.
Snap, placement, kick is up, kick is good. 21-0 Vestavia with 3:56 remaining in the first quarter. This looks like an instant replay of last week, only in reverse for us.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We haven't turned the ball over.
Yeah, Vestavia really hasn't gotten any breaks, to be honest. They didn't get a kickoff that, they picked at the 1-yard line.
Well, we only got the one break to get our 3rd touchdown.
Well, they're just taking it to us right now, boys.
For sure.
Here's the good news. A lot of game left.
You're right. You're right. And if we do get the ball to start the second half. So
that's only good news if we figure something out here.
Right.
Well, you got to start with the first problem, and that's that you have 0 points. All right, so you have the ball. The only thing you can do is try to change that.
And to be honest, we need a sustained possession, if for no other reason, to give Coach Patterson some time to work and talk to that defense.
Yeah,
Tiger Rock kickoff is deep and fielded at the 5-yard line. Here comes Caden Smith. He'll be knocked down at the 29, and the Pats will start there.
Well, it's a huge drive. I mean, there's no way around it right now. Coach Mitchell knows that. The Hillcrest staff knows that. It's hard to put the first, 8 minutes and 10 seconds behind us. There's really nothing else you can do other than try to have a good sustained drive, continue to work on it, and hope our defense figures something out.
I agree, though, with that earlier assessment, Brian.
Yep.
You got to give them time to do it. Offense has got to step up just a tad here.
Jordan Chambly under center, and Hillcrest jumps once again. False start against the Pats. We'll back them. This is the 3rd drive in a row that the Pats have just totally discombobulated themselves on first down and started out in the hole.
Have we gotten to a 2nd and less than 10?
No. It was first and, well, no, because it was 2nd and 18 after the snap over Jordan's head. Then the next time it was 1st and 15 after the false start. Now 1st and 15 after another false start.
Well, you just put yourself in such a bind.
Jordan takes the snap, releases this one, and caught across the middle down to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 14 yards. Trent Curley on the reception there. Actually, it's enough for the first down. Wow. It is a 15-yard pickup, and your first Stephen Fikes All-State first down for the Pats tonight.
Let's go.
Right.
Okay. Starts with 1.
And Jordan may just have to throw the ball and put it into smaller windows than he's used to. But we're going to have to take some chances eventually down 3 scores.
Chambly under center. Here's a handoff to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby spins out of a couple of tackles. Nice run of 4 yards as he was hit in the backfield. 2nd and 6.
The problem so far, guys, we haven't even had a chance to run anything.
Right.
I mean, forget running or passing. We talked about the attitude adjustment into the second half against Hoover. We'd like to see the ball run more, but we haven't had any sort of opportunity to really implement anything with the penalties and the shooting ourselves in the foot.
Right, playing behind the chains is not the way to play.
Not against these guys.
Chambly fumbles it and has to jump on it. It's actually a gain of about a half yard, but that's not what you want on 2nd and 6.
No way. It almost looked like a false start. Probably would have been more beneficial.
Jordan tried to get out from under center maybe before he actually had the snap,
Yeah,
guys.
I think you're right.
Well, brings up a 3rd and 6 right now for the Patriots. You would think if we even get a couple yards here, Coach Mitchell will consider going for it on 4th down. If for no other reason, defense is really struggling stopping Vestavia, no matter what their field position is.
Chambly in the gun, takes the snap, slings this one out to Austin Cherry. Austin crosses the 50. He's got just enough for the first down. Stephen Fikes All-State down, first down for the Pats right at midfield.
Yeah, nicely done there. Little outside screen, well blocked by Curley. That was a huge first down.
And a good play by Coach Guy and Coach Mitchell right there. Relatively simple play right there. Give Bryson, give Jordan some early confidence right now after just
start.
about as big a nightmare a start as we could have had.
Yeah.
Chance to take it into Vestavia territory, guys. That'd be a big one.
Comes Javion Lowe in motion. Jordan back
And we're
to
offside
pass.
again.
False start against us? Oh, my goodness.
Well, I spoke too soon about getting into Vestavia territory.
Got a new set of chains and a new set of penalties. And this is something that we have not seen this team do in the first 3 games.
You're right.
They've been pretty clean as far as penalties go.
Yeah, we had that rough second quarter on defense last week, Brent, but you're right. On the offensive side of the ball, it's been extremely clean through those first 12 quarters.
Well, and even then, Brian, I thought they played well.
Right.
They just were a little bit undisciplined on those offside calls.
So 1st and 15 now from the 45. Jordan will keep this one over right tackle. He crosses midfield. back to about the original line of scrimmage, maybe about a half yard ahead of that, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, but I mean, now after that 5 yards we give them, instead of it being 2nd and 5 from the Vestavia 45, now it's 2nd and 9.5 from just over the 50-yard line. It's a constant behind the chains. It affects every single down, every single play call when you're continually doing this.
Yeah, you're right. It certainly doesn't happen in a vacuum.
Shotgun formation. Shanley fumbles it again, and this time Vestavia recovers at the Hillcrest 47-yard line. He just got a little bit anxious, guys, and started running before he really had a good grip on the ball.
And I feel like Jordan has been anxious all night.
I know.
He does seem anxious tonight.
And
You're
I'm
correct.
trying to tell myself it is the kid's only his 4th start of the year.
Yeah.
Big win last week at Hoover. You know, nonetheless, he is just a junior in his 4th start in the toughest region in the state.
Taft back to pass with plenty of time, slings this one down the middle, and it's out of reach of his intended receiver at about the 5-yard line as they went the go pattern down the center.
I like that post route call. If I'm Vestavia, why not? You get a little quick change from offense to defense, or your opponent is in kind of emergency situation, catch them on their heels. Hillcrest did a good job covering it, and obviously we benefited from the overthrow. But I do like that call for Vestavia there.
I like that it wasn't successful.
I'd like that even more.
2nd and 10 for the Rebs. Little offensive shift on the line. Here comes a man in motion from left to right. Taft takes the snap. He hands it off over left guard. The runner will be brought down at about the 41-yard line of Hillcrest. Pickup of 4. It'll be pick up 6, 5, we'll call it 5, 6, 7, I don't know.
One of those, that play right there, if that could be 3 yards instead of 5.
The same thing, Brad.
Man.
Like Vestavia's getting that late push.
Yes.
They are the ones falling forward with the ball. We just seem to be on our heels.
You know, and in that style of play, they have so many guys surrounding the ball, just kind of pushing. And, you know, Hillcrest kind of playing almost like a 3-man front.
The snap and a handoff over right guard. 1st down and more. Spinning to the 30-yard line goes Carson Purdy. Move the sticks once again for the Rebs.
We need the quarter to end.
Yeah.
We need something.
And we need something. We need some momentum shift, whether it be a pick, a fumble, a sack, anything.
Lightning delay? Is there any thunderstorm
Maybe
around?
the power can go off on Baldwin County.
Here's the snap. Taft fakes the handoff, drops back the pass, and this one is over the outstretched hands of his intended receiver and incomplete, but he was there for the score.
Wow, the tight end looked like he just released on the seam. And, you know, you got all this eye candy, and, of course, Hillcrest is loving the candy. And Vestavia doing a great job exploiting it. And the 2 plays so far that Vestavia just hasn't hit on the pass route, thank goodness. But they certainly had that right there on that.
Brad, he was open by 3 yards right there. It was just a little bit of an overthrow by the quarterback. Once again, thankfully for the good guys.
Yeah.
Taft under center takes the snap, hands it off to Purdy, and Purdy is met in the backfield this time. Nice job by A.J. Love coming up to make that tackle.
He was assisted by Camarcus Silvers there. Honestly, one of the first real positive plays our defense has had where we finally put Vestavia into a 3rd and long.
And now you've got to capitalize.
No doubt.
Look, the last couple of plays on 3rd and down that Vestavia has, they have not gotten it by a foot. They've gotten it by yards. And so we certainly need it, but it looks like the quarter's going to end here, Brent.
All right, so the end of the 1st quarter, Hillcrest trails the Vestavia Rebs 21-0. We're back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Ignite is a high school student employment initiative. We have a summer job fair, and a lot of employers have hired students from the summer job fair.
If you are not involved in Ignite, you should be involved in Ignite. It will be the best decision that you will make for your company in the hiring process.
It's an opportunity to grow your own workforce, to mentor young people. You can help give back to the community by helping students engage in a productive activity.
All right, back at Vestavia Hills Buddy Anderson Stadium. It has not been a friendly venue for the Pats so far as they trail the Rebs 21-0 here at the end of the first quarter. We got to get this turned around somehow, some way.
I'm trying to listen. There aren't a ton of positives, but I'm going to try to pull something out. Last week, we had one bad quarter, the second quarter against Hoover, right? Maybe we could, if we're over there on that sideline, you can't just pack up shop, right? That ain't what we're going to do. You got to tell these kids, we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Remember last week we had a bad quarter. Maybe this week the bad quarter is the first quarter. Maybe now we snap out of it. We hang around the second quarter. Even if we could just cut it to a 2-score game by halftime. Anything positive moving forward begins right now. It's a 3rd and 11 for Vestavia. I hate to say we're getting into must-stop territory, guys, but we're starting to get that way, already down 3 scores with being the first play of the second quarter.
Brian, it is what it is.
Right, right.
You're correct.
So 3rd and long, big play for the defense. Taft takes the snap. He drops back. He looks downfield. He's being pressured, and he has to just throw this one away as A.J. Love.
Jeremiah Beverly.
No, Jeremiah Beverly
yeah.
there putting the pressure on Charlie Taft.
Okay, he got through, but that was fantastic coverage by our secondary right there. There was nowhere to throw the ball. I think he only had 3 people in the route there, so good job. And eventually, we had number 94, Jeremiah Beverly, go through. Are they going or are they going to kick a long field goal?
It looks like they're going to go for it.
This is kind of no man's land.
Yeah. Well,
so.
and you might as well up 3 scores, right? You give it up, you're still giving it up pretty deep in Hillcrest territory.
Here's the other thing.
See if they try to draw us off sides.
Yeah, I agree, to potentially get 4th and 6.
And then kick. Yep. Nope.
Taft takes the snap, drops back, being pressured, and
good play.
Scoops it over to his running back, but it's going to be short as the Pats' Kemarcus Silvers comes to make the tackle after only a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, well, you know, if you have success on early downs, it creates a lot of wins in later downs. So
that's great.
I'm telling you, very good. We needed it so badly right there.
Sure.
I mean, after the turnover, you kind of had a thought where you think, well, if we can get a good drive here, maybe put some points on the board, and then we turn it over. The defense really answered, and they had to. That was their only option.
Brad, I couldn't agree more, and I think we can go the offense right now where you said something like we get a good play on first down and sets up the rest of the drive. Well, we got to do that on offense now. We've got to. I don't know what Jordan has to do to calm down. Brent was saying very astutely at the break, he just looks rattled right now. We've got to do something that gives number 2 some confidence.
Just feel like we haven't been able to get any sort of rhythm offensively.
Shamley in shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off over right guard.
I like that call.
That's a keeper, I'm sorry.
Well, I like that call because it forces him to get the ball and put it away and kind of get that contact. And, you know, it's almost like if you feel like a quarterback is not throwing the ball well, what do? Give him some short passes. Well, if he's not handling the ball well, what do? Get him to run it. Force him to handle it.
2nd and 6 after the 4-yard pickup by Shamley. The snap, the handoff over left guard. This is DeJuan Johnson. DeJuan, nowhere to go, maybe about a half yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
That's okay. It's not terrible. Those 2 run plays, both positive. And look, in a game where you're getting, you know, pretty much manhandled so far, we'll take small positives.
How much do you think we have to get here before Coach Mitchell would at least consider going forward on 4th down?
I don't know. It's still the second quarter, and it's still 10:40 to play in the second. So, and your defense performed in the last ball. So
I think 4th and 7, no way, but we'll see.
4th and 3 may be different. You're right, Brian.
Jordan in shotgun, the snap, back to pass, looks downfield, and this was caught by Caden Smith. He's across the 50 into Vestavia territory down to the 47. Stephen Fikes All-State first down.
Good ball.
That was a good
behind him, but good job by Caden. It's the bandy commit right there, kind of twisting his body a little bit, making the catch. He did lose his helmet, though, on the tackle, so he'll have to exit for a play.
Well, you're into Vestavia territory, so another positive. Rome wasn't built in a day.
2 wides to the left, 1 to the right. Chambly swings this one out to Austin Cherry, but there's whistles. Maybe it's going to be another false start.
It's on us.
Wow, how many first downs have we had false starts on?
It's the third, I believe, and then the fourth one on the bad snap to open the game, open our first possession.
It's too late for the replay, and then I just wanted to see who that was.
Yeah.
The only reason I said this because remember, Caden had to go out, and he had his helmet come off, and you think about all the butterfly effect there.
All right, so first down and 15 now from the 48 for the Pats. Jordan takes the snap, runs straight up the gut, but he's met right near the line of scrimmage, only picks up a couple as he bulls his way forward to about midfield. It'll be second down and 13.
Yeah, well defended there by Vestavia. And right now I feel like Hillcrest has not really spread Vestavia out as much as maybe we've spread some other teams out. And Vestavia can kind of fill that box full of defenders. And, of course, they're doing a pretty good job pursuing the ball. And, conversely to Vestavia's offensive attack, Hillcrest doesn't have a ton of eye candy.
Right. Line up and let's go. The snap, and Jordan will keep it over left guard, move it forward about 5 yards to the 45-yard line. That'll make it third down and 8.
Yeah, I do think we might be in four-down territory now. So we've crossed the Vestavia. It's on their 45 now, third and 8. I would expect Coach Mitchell, once again, unless it's a play that we lose yardage on, we're down 3 scores, 3 minutes into the second quarter. We got to do something.
It also wouldn't shock me if they quarterback run it again just to set up that potential fourth down play.
8:44 and counting remaining in the first half. Jordan on the sprint option now. He'll keep this one, bull his way forward, and guys, he's down to the 35-yard line, and that's enough for Stephen Fikes All-State first down.
Very good call, Brad. Very good call right there.
I think what you got to do against Vestavia is you start to bully him a little bit. If you can bully Hoover, you got to figure that you could bully Vestavia. But one of the things that Hillcrest does, I think, is they do a really good job with toss. They do a really good job with kind of getting out of the middle of the field and then counteracting it with the belly. You got to spread that defense out just a little bit and run the ball with what you're good at it.
First down from the 35. Jordan will swing this one back.
Got him.
It's a double pass, and it is incomplete as Caden's pass is off target to the Pats' Trent Curley, who was wide open at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, one of the few times tonight that Vestavia looked like they were fooled.
Caden was under pressure right there. It would have been a tough play, but if he just could have gotten a little more air under that ball. I mean, 8 Trent Curley. Nobody was within 5 yards of him any direction.
The thing that you hate about that also is not just that it was incomplete, but you used it.
Yep. Won't work again.
Yeah, you figure it won't work again.
Caden comes in motion from right to left. Jordan swings around, completes this one across the middle to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby breaks a couple of tackles.
He's gone. He's gone.
He was 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
Let's go. Let's go, man.
On the 35-yard pass and catch.
Only got one.
From Jordan Chambly. To Jacoby Harris.
Who did he shed right there, that initial one?
I missed the middle linebacker.
Okay, that's it. That was the play right there.
The middle linebacker had him.
Yep.
And, of course, for minimal gain, but Jacoby did a great job getting out of that one, Brian. And then, of course, once he got in the open field, I just didn't feel like the Vestavia kids would be able to catch him.
Yeah, Jordan, he got a hand. He had to dive in the end zone. But Jacoby, thank you, Brent, was pulling away.
That was huge for so many different reasons.
Here's the Dr. Brandy Patterson of Brookwood Women's Health Center extra point attempt, the snap placement, the kick. It's all good.
Yep. That's
21-7 now,
Brad.
8:03 remaining here in the first half.
You give yourself some life. I mean, here's the thing. You had a defensive stop, then you had a successful drive. Now, if you can kind of consolidate and get another stop right here, wow, you're talking cooking with gas.
Cooking with gas.
Man, yes.
This booth's a lot more fun when we do well.
Man. Hey, those flags are looking like we need new ones. Oh, good news. Yeah. There's some new ones on the way.
Yep.
Well, man, Brian said maybe the first quarter was a horrible quarter. And obviously, there's a long way to go. But 21-7 certainly feels a lot better than 21-0. And not only that, the 21-0 was ugly.
Yep.
Man.
Sure was.
And we are coming off a defensive stop, and as we know, we're getting the ball to start the second half. So if we can just hang around this quarter, keep it within a 2-score game, who knows?
Here's the Tiger Rock kickoff. It's high and fielded at about the 10-yard line. Great job by Trent Curley coming up to make the tackle. I believe that was Trent, right?
Yeah. Dude, 6 or 8. Dude, Javion or Trent.
Javion again, okay.
Equally, defense did a great job finally getting a stop right there. We have Vestavia deep inside their own territory on their own 17. Big possession right now. Another big possession for Coach Patterson's defense.
Well, that offensive possession, Brian, did two things. It gave that defense time to rest.
Good point.
And potentially time to scheme.
All right, Charlie Taft calling the signals once again.
Yes!
And the tackle made in the backfield.
Was that Deshaun Pope or Jaden Scott? I can't tell.
I ate the cheese. I had no idea where the ball was.
Well, 98, right here. 98 is who it is.
Breaking through for the
Amari
Pats.
Lewis.
Yeah, Amari Lewis. Nice job by the junior.
Great.
It's a loss on the play of about 4, making it 2nd down and 14. Here comes the snap. And the keeper over left guard, sorry. Nice tackle there by Kumarcus Silvers.
Yeah. That was a good play, and it puts him into 3rd and long.
Yeah, pickup of about 3 makes it 3rd down and 9.
This is another one of those situations, and when you're down 3 scores, and obviously now we're only down 2, but all of those kind of make every possession that much more important.
Eye candy shifting.
No doubt.
By the Rebs. The snap. Taff is back. Taff releases it there across the middle. Incomplete.
Yes.
There to break it up is Ketori Howard, and the defense comes through twice in a row now, and the offense will get the ball back, trailing 21-7, 6:45 remaining in the first half.
I'm not saying we answered completely, but nonetheless, we at least stopped the bleeding defensively. Good job by Pat right there, getting a second 3 and out there. Now we get to see the dynamic duo of Smith and Harris back to return the kick. Would love to see a big special teams play here, boys.
All right, here comes the punt.
God, got to get in the
It bounces and takes a Vestavia bounce across the 40 down to the 37-yard line of Hillcrest and the Pats offense. Good news is we got the ball back, guys.
You're right. Kind of rugby-style kicker there where he tries to get that top spin on it there. I mean, I think we're fortunate that ball didn't roll further.
I agree, Brian. Now, good spot here. After as bad as that first quarter was, Hillcrest does have an opportunity to kind of right some wrongs, maybe not all of them. 6.5 to play in the half. And, of course, Vestavia 21, Hillcrest 7.
And kind of going back to positives, we don't have to break our game plan right now. We can still do exactly what we want to do. Obviously, plenty of time left halfway through the second quarter to just do what we've worked on all week.
The snap, Jordan back to pass, rolling to his right, slings it down the field, but it's over the head of his intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
I think somebody ran the wrong route there because we had 2 guys that looked like they could touch each other there, or maybe Jordan just had to get rid of the ball more quickly than he had hoped.
2nd and 10 for the Pats from the 38-yard line, their own 38.
I expect, of course, this may be the last play until a heat timeout.
Here's the run. Beautiful run there. Picking up the Stephen Fikes All-State first down is Jordan Shamley, who came to play on that one.
Brad,
pick up
like,
about 12.
I'm sorry, Brad. They look like both Vestavia Hills defenders went with the pitch man.
Well, I don't know, but it looked like it took about 5 Vestavia Hills defenders to tackle Jordan Shamley.
Pat's up to the line of scrimmage. Jordan looking to the sideline for the signals. He's got them. Shares them with his offensive line. Don't jump off, guys. The snap, the belly G up the middle. A nice little pickup there for Javion Lowe As he picks up about 6, it'll be second down and 4 from the 44.
That'll be the Heat timeout there, Brent.
Heat timeout. Okay, with the Heat timeout, we take a break. Pats trailing 21-7. Back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
What initially drew you to become a member of Alabama Credit Union, and how has your experience evolved since then?
Yeah, so I came for college, and my dad and I came down, and Alabama Credit Union was convenient to campus. Being young, first time opening a bank account, and looking for some relationship. And so that's where I started. And then over the years, I have gotten married, had a family, and so it's just been with me every step of the way and in relationship with me.
Back at Buddy Anderson Stadium. 5:53 remaining in the first half. The first quarter could not have been worse. Hillcrest fell down to the Rebs 21-0 very quickly, but the defense has made a couple of stands. The offense got a touchdown pass from Chambly to Harris, and now the offense in Reb territory again, 2nd and 4. Here's the pitch out to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby moves it down to the 41-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 2.
That's fine. That's fine. It was 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. We picked up half of it right there. That's what you get when you don't shoot yourself in the foot and start off at 1st and 15 or 2nd and 18. You're able to go through these 3-yard plays, set up future plays.
The other thing is, no way they kick here. Unless something terrible happens on this play, right? You figure it's 2 downs to get 2 yards.
Chambly under center, hands it off to Javion Lowe on the belly G. He crosses the 40. That's enough for the first down after the pickup of 3 down to the 39.
Now that offense is starting to click just a tad. An opportunity to kind of develop some rhythm. And I'm telling you, you've got to have your offensive line bullying these guys. And right now, our line of scrimmage is being won by the Hillcrest Patriots.
1st and 10, Stephen Fikes, All-State first down. Tight formation for the Pats. Here's a handoff, a sweep around left end to Jacoby Harris. He's got 10, 15, out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. 15-yard pickup and another Stephen Fikes All-State first down.
A little bit of cheddar from our guys right there, okay? All the play went there, looked like an inside run, had Jacoby coming around on the jet motion, took it and ran for what? 15 yards right there.
Nicely done, and also a really good block outside by Caden Smith.
Right.
But look, first down, clock's running. Remember also, guys, something to think about, and now that it kind of matters, we do get the ball to start the second half.
Chambly under center. The snap, the handoff to Jacoby. He's got some room as he buries his head into the line, moves it 6 yards down the field, 2nd down and 4.
Now, it's bullying right now.
Man, look like a big old hole for him to run through right there.
Yeah, Hillcrest just kind of shoving it down Vestavia's throat right now.
New line of scrimmage is the 20.
This is kind of the game that we weren't able to see in the first quarter because of the turnovers and penalties. You know, the lack of execution led to the lack of ability to do what you want to do.
The snap, play action, Jordan looking downfield, slings this one incomplete at about the 12-yard line.
That wasn't a great ball. Had Jacoby in the flat there, it probably could have picked up the first down. I think Jordan wanted a little more, though.
Part of me was thinking, just run it.
Yeah, I know.
But then I thought, it is 2nd and manageable, and you figure you got 2 downs to get the 5 yards, and, you know, right now this feels completely like run it down their throat again.
Yep. I want to put it in the hands of number 5 again.
Especially with the 3-down lineman that Vestavia's countering with.
Here's a snap, just the toss sweep to Jacoby, but he's met in the backfield.
Nicely done.
And he will lose about 3 yards. Vestavia saw that one coming.
Josh Arundel, thank you. I can't read. Thought he made a fantastic play there.
Yeah, we are bringing out the kicking unit right now. I think you're right, Brad. If it had been 4th and 5, he probably would have considered a little more. It'd be a long kick, though. Be every bit of 40 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be a 40-yard attempt from Elijah Miller.
He's got the leg.
Dr. Brandy Patterson field goal attempt, the snap, the placement, the kick is up, and it looks good. Looks good. Is it?
Good.
It is through. 40-yard field goal successful from the foot of Elijah Miller, who has been ice cold this season.
Nice. That was really well
ice
done.
Cold with his nerves.
That's what I figured. I was like, wait, and then I was like, ice in his veins.
His foot is hot.
Correct.
His nerves are ice.
Well, look, and also ended the possession with a score. Now, it's still 2 scores, so that doesn't take away possession. But anytime you get some points, and remember, first half, you've still got all 3 Tidwell paint and body timeouts. You do get the ball to begin the second half. This is a really big opportunity for Hillcrest to potentially stop Vestavia, maybe push really hard to get some more points this half. I think your primary goal is, though, keep them from scoring again.
Right. If we can get down to halftime, kind of take a deep breath, regroup a little bit, go over some game plans, I think it'll be big for the Patriots. How much time's left? I can't see it.
3:30. 3:30. This booth is not getting any younger. Oh, me.
You're right, guys. A great opportunity for the defense here. Had a couple of stops now. They need another one. The Tiger Rock kickoff is high and fielded at the 10-yard line. Return straight up the middle to about the 25, and the Rebs will start right there. 3:24 remaining here in this first half. Hillcrest has cut the lead to 21-10.
Great job by our defense the last 2 possessions to hold Vestavia, to stop them after giving up touchdowns on the first 3 drives right there. We'll see what Vestavia does. Vestavia, a well-coached team, very, very disciplined offense. We'll see what adjustments they make to the adjustments Coach Patterson made a few minutes ago.
All right, here's the snap. Taff will keep it around right in. Zay Hull chases him down, only about a 2-yard gain to about the 27-yard line. It'll be second down and 8.
That was a big play, and obviously you got your best defender on probably their best offender. Is that a word?
It is tonight.
It's a word. We'll take it.
What's Zay Hull's
number 1.
All right. Taft back to pass, being pressured, slings this one complete at the 40-yard line, down to the 45. That completion there to the wide receiver, Luke Stubbs, and that is enough for a first down. 2:51 remaining in this first half.
Great pass there by Taft. I mean, he threw the ball a long way and put it into a really nice spot.
Here's the snap. Taft back to pass, looking downfield, lots of time, slings this one complete at the 35. And down at the 30 after the completion there to Braxton Hunt.
He did bobble it after he caught it, but held on. I think technically no fumble because he never dropped it.
You give Taff all day and he's going to find somebody down there. You got to pressure him a little bit. Here's a handoff around left end. Tackle made at about the 25-yard line by Miles Madden, on the carry by Carson Purdy. That's a pickup of 5. It's second down and 5. 2:21 and counting remaining here in the first half.
Vestavia obviously liking what they're doing with this up-tempo offense.
Taft takes it, hands it off. Purdy once again, he weaves his way through, down inside the 20 to the 19. That's enough for another first down inside the Centel Home Design red zone.
Yeah, very clean game for Vestavia. Not a ton of mistakes. I don't remember a penalty being called on them. No turnovers yet right now for the Rebels. You know, we would love to get one as we move under 2 minutes in this first half.
Vestavia letting the clock run just a tad. Of course, Hillcrest content with letting it run.
The snap. And the keeper by Taff over right guard. He'll fall forward to about the 14. Pickup of about 5. It'll be second down. We'll give him 4. Second down and 6. Down to 1:40 and counting remaining in this first half. Hillcrest trying to keep the Rebs out of the end zone and keep it at a 2-score game at 21-10.
Yeah, and you can see Brad's right. They're using even a little more clock now as we tick under 90 seconds right now. 3 Tidwell paint body timeouts for Coach Mitchell, though.
Taff is under center. He's being pressured. He completes this one over to the left side and down inside the 5 and across the goal line into the end zone for the touchdown are the Rebs, extending the lead to 27-10.
The only good news there is it didn't take quite long enough.
I know, and a great job by Vestavia. It looked a lot like their first 3 possessions where we didn't have a ton of answers.
When you do it so quickly, and then, of course, they hop up with a lot of confidence, and they're just really good at doing what they do, guys. Well done by Vestavia. Brian, you called that. That's spot on. Oof. It's been close.
Extra point attempt is good, 28-10. Vestavia Rebs. You know, sure, we gave up that drive right there, but that middle section between the quick 21-0 start to this last touchdown here at the end of the first half were pretty nice. We had the defense make 3 stops.
Yeah.
We had the offense have 2 drives. They ended the second drive with a field goal, but still, good signs heading into the second half.
Unfortunately, though, the lead is only 3 points less than it was, despite that. You know, 21-point lead going into the quarter. It is down to 18, you're right. And we did get a couple big stops, Brent, but golly, you would love something positive here from our offense, even if it's a long field goal, something that gets on a positive note going into that locker room.
For sure.
Here's the other thing, guys. You have a chance to swing the game, but obviously it's not going to be super easy. But at 28-10, you could potentially get back-to-back possessions.
Yep.
And so if you can score on both of those, even if it's a field goal, that does change a little bit of the tone of the game.
Oh, no.
Get in the end zone.
A pooch kick.
Nope.
He falls down, but he's able to pick it up back at about the 3, up to the 10, to the 15, and down to the 18-yard line. Good recovery there.
Brent, to use a theater term, it's been a comedy of errors at times for the Pats, though, because it just seems like the little things that have been going, maybe not going against us in the first 3 games, slipping on a kickoff, a snap Jordan wasn't ready for, 3 offsides or false start penalties. All these little things are mounting, and against a good, solid, well-coached, disciplined Vestavia team, you just can't make those mistakes.
That's
you
right.
got that right.
Austin Cherry with a nice recovery, though, after letting it go over his head and slipping, going back and scooping it up and bringing it back almost to the 20. Pats from the 19. Jordan Shamley will keep this one over left guard. Nice pickup of 6 yards down to the 26-yard line. Clock ticks down to 50.
Yeah, we use the Tidwell paint and body timeout, Brett.
Yep. Pats make a Tidwell paint and body timeout.
That's their first of the half. And no, it's the first timeout used by either team.
Thank you to Jason Tidwell. Thank you to Ava. Thank you to the whole Tidwell clan for being an OG sponsor. I think you guys told me they've been with us since the beginning.
Sure have. Quick RSV scoreboard update. I've got Hoover 22, Hewitt 19.
Okay, you're way more updated than me.
Okay.
Wow. Good one.
I also have Sparkman 22, Albertville 14. Thompson leads Oak Mountain 27-0. And Bessemer City leads Central 14-7.
You know, this Bessemer City team, they've been preaching all last 3 seasons. This group of seniors is the one right there. You know, I think Hueytown's probably still the class of that region, so that game may be for second place in our old region. A couple of the number 1 team ranked in 5A, Viger in a fight with UMS Wright, 6-6, as we get back to action.
All right, here we go. Shotgun, 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Jordan takes it, and he swings it out to Jacoby Harris, and Jacoby will move it across the sticks to the 31, and a first down. Stephen Fikes All-State first down for the Pats.
That was really well done. I like that clock management play there because it does get the first down and stops. Of course, first down stops clock, but the out of bounds stops it even more.
45 seconds remaining in the first half. Hillcrest with the ball at their own 32-yard line. But it is first down. They have 2 timeouts left, trying to get something on the board before halftime. Chambly in shotgun, the snap, back to pass, being pressured, swings it out to Jacoby, outside. He'll pick up about 5 yards, but he does not get out of bounds, and Hillcrest is forced to call a timeout with 33 seconds left. So another Tidwell paint and body timeout.
Yeah, and I think as Jacoby kind of matures and gets a little older, despite his immense success through his first 13 games, he has only played 13 games. He'll probably know the clock a little better than, and even if he doesn't get quite as many yards, make sure he gets out of bounds and saves a Tidwell Payton body timeout. Brett, is that Hoover score right?
No, it says on mine.
Gotcha.
Max Prep says Hoover beating Hewitt 38-28, but there's no way that game's already over.
AL.com has it at 7-0 Hoover at 7:45, so 15 minutes ago.
Hoover does a pretty good job of keeping their social media up to date, so I'm going to see what I can find on that.
Thanks for those RSV Design scoreboard updates. Thanks to Robin Spence Vanderford for sponsoring our scoreboard updates.
Yeah, unless somebody had some sort of extra crystal ball. The latest score I actually have is Hoover 14, Hewitt 7.
Okay, all right. 33 seconds remaining in this one. Shamley in shotgun takes the snap, rolls out to his right, looks downfield, slings it downfield, and completes.
Great catch.
Beautiful catch.
Wow.
By the Pats, Jalen Cook at about the 47-yard line of Vestavia. Clock down to 26 seconds. Hillcrest up to the line of scrimmage quickly, and they will just spike it to stop the clock.
Was that not out of bounds? Did they not give it to him?
No, he didn't get out of bounds.
I don't know.
I thought I saw him waving it beyond just beyond the first down, stopping the clock.
That does stop the clock at 26 seconds remaining.
What are we thinking right now, guys? Another 20 yards to have a realistic shot?
Yeah.
Good news is you definitely have a kicker that can make it.
Pats back up to the line of scrimmage. Jordan in shotgun, drops back to pass, looks downfield, is forced to scramble, just throws this one away to stop the clock at 20 seconds.
I like how Jordan at least saved some time there. I felt like if he could have gotten outside that edge rusher, that maybe he could have picked up some positive yardage, but the only problem is it probably would have taken a long time to do it.
Right, you lose those seconds when you're running the ball.
Yeah, and clocking it on first down, which I absolutely agree with, does make this 3rd and 10 from our own 47.
Still one timeout left for the Pats if they're able to get into field goal range. Is a magic play in the bag right now. Shamley takes it. Little screen across the middle to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby's at the 40, looking for some room to the outside. Jacoby is able to get out of bounds, I believe, at about the 39-yard line. The clock says 10 seconds remaining. You got to have one quick 10-yard gain or so, get it out of bounds or get on the ground, call timeout, and then try to get Elijah Miller onto the field for the field goal attempt.
I agree, Brent. Maybe something over the middle right now.
Fourth down, you got
right.
You still got to pick up the 10 yards. Yeah, but the first down doesn't even really matter here, does it?
Oh yeah, I think so, definitely. I mean, your problem number one is you got to get the first down. Problem number two, you got to figure out a way to stop the clock.
Right. Immediately call a timeout.
Maybe.
Shamley in shotgun. Stunt comes from the outside, and the pass is incomplete, as it's intended there for Caden Smith, but he's unable to reach out with one hand and reel it in.
Yeah, I think it was actually number 81 right there.
Jamari Williams, excuse me.
Sorry, he's mainly a blocking tight end right there. The ball was, Jordan was under pressure. It had been a tough catch, and as I said, he's not too used to the ball being thrown to him.
So the Pats turn it over on downs, and with this tricky offense, who knows what they'll try here with 5 seconds left.
Well, you got to be on your toes. I think you better get some people back because of course, it looks like they're just going to take a knee.
They did. They took the knee, so that'll take us to halftime. So at halftime, your score, not a good one. Vestavia 28, Hillcrest 10. We're back with the Stephen Fikes All-State Halftime Show right after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house design Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard, in the shadow of Bryant-Denny. They're open 7 days a week or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated.
Avenue, we are proud to present for your halftime entertainment the Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Marching Band. The band is directed by Mr. Terrell Horton and the Associate Director is Mrs. Heather Palmer. The band is under the good direction of drum majors Autumn Berry, Mel Shahidi, and Sadie Norris. Field captains are Ruth Graham and William Pitts. Majorette captain is Ella Claire Hunter. Rockette captain is Mary Pitts, and Rockette co-captain is Ella Bush. Color Guard head captain is Vivian Shee. Flag captains are Keontae Rudgeon and Hannah White. Tonight, we present part of our 2025 show entitled One Short Day, featuring the music from the Hillcrest Broadway musical Wicked. Please welcome the Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Marching Band. direction is provided by Double Stop Percussion. Thank you to our band sponsors, Gail and Pat Berry, Ford McFarland Attorneys, Keller Williams Realty, Hematology and Oncology Associates of Alabama, Thunderbird Professional Services, City Emergency Vets, Black Family McDonald's, and New and Andrea Lay. Go Rebels!
Where is the sound? How's the sound coming from this camera?
And first, Champion Cleaner, UAB Oral Surgery, the Southern States Bank. If you have any interest in joining this growing list of please contact the athletic office. Again, the game, please do not gather inside the stadium. Remember the nearest gate to enter the stadium. Also, fans, if you're dealing with a strain, ache or pain, ATI Physical Therapy is here to help you stay in your game. As the official sports medicine provider for the Vestavia Rebels, ATI Physical Therapy wants to help you live, work, and play at your best. Visit atipt.com/sports-med.
Okay. All right. Pretty sure we will. I don't know what's going on. Okay. All right. So now, let's see. I think.
Do I need to turn this one off now that you took that out?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a little bit behind right there.
But Mixlr should be pretty close. What about Mixlr?
Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty sure we have it now, but you guys talk for a second. Let me tell Kylie something.
Okay.
If we are back on, and here is maybe shoot one of us a text, just so we know that the sound, or at least our volume, is still on. Having a little bit of an audio problem here. Still got a couple minutes left in this half. Hillcrest will be getting the ball to start the second half, though, so
it's imperative that we do something with it.
Yeah, you know, Brad, I don't think it, we can understate how important the first drive is.
Yeah.
If it is something where we don't come out of it with points, we can't have too many drives in the second half that come up empty-handed. Of the 6 drives they had, they only didn't score on 2 of them. You got to figure Vestavia's night probably, unfortunately, is not going to end with 28 points. So Hillcrest has got to do something offensively in the second half.
Well, you've got to also do something like to give yourself some momentum.
Right.
Just from an emotional standpoint.
Hey, guys.
Come out and do nothing.
Let's do this. We got to get to our college football preview.
Okay.
I think we got it now. So, Kylie, if you'll go to the college football preview, please. If we look at last week's results, which we are right now, I was 3-2. Brad, you were 3-2. Brian, you were 4-1. Now overall, I'm 4-6. Brad, you are 7-3. Brian, you are 5-5.
Back to respectability for me.
And I want to say something about this.
Terrible.
Too. Look at this. Let's look at this. Brad, last year you won 9 out of 41 games.
That was so good.
9 out of 40 games. I'm sorry, 9 out of 40 games. Now, today, you stand at 7-3. You're only 2 short of your entire total.
I mean, Brad, you could just quit and go to Vegas right now.
Yeah, right.
You're hitting at a 70% clip. There's no way you don't do well.
I will say last year, and you guys tried to make fun, but I felt like I helped people bet because if you chose against me, you were a winner.
Man, there are people sitting at beach houses right now because of your pick.
That's true. They were like, whatever he said, do the opposite. Yep. Cha-ching.
All right, let's move on, Kylie, to the actual games, and let's make our picks for this week. Got a lot of good ones tomorrow, guys. Some great games. We got number 16, Texas A&M, taking on number 8, Notre Dame, traveling up to South Bend, and the Aggies are a 6.5-point underdog. Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and start off right there. I think it's a 6:30 kick right now. I was kind of looking at games that I'll probably be looking at once I get back from Wisconsin, Alabama. Brent, you said it's 6. Who's giving 6.5?
Texas A&M plus 6.5.
I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Aggies and the 6.5 points right there. I'm not sure they win, but I do think they keep it within a one-score game. So I'll take A&M.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Irish in this one because the Irish lost their opener in a close one. I think we'll get the best version of the Irish trying to bounce back and playing at home. I think that they will win by at least a touchdown. Brad?
To shorten this up just a little bit, I'll take Notre Dame.
Okay, good analysis. All right,
I'm sorry, I just know we're a little bit behind.
All right, so a great SEC matchup is going to take place in Death Valley at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, where the Florida Gators are traveling to take on the LSU Tigers. LSU number 3, Florida now unranked after falling to South Florida. Was that a fluke, or are the Gators totally out of whack again to start this year? LSU is a 9.5-point favorite. Why don't you go first, Brad?
I'll go first. I think Florida's pretty bad. However, DJ Lagway showed some signs of life last year, but they certainly haven't looked very good this year. But LSU, I don't know how good LSU is. Everybody's talking about how good they are. How good is Clemson? Do we really know?
Right.
And so I'm not so sure LSU's very good, but 9.5 points, isn't it a night game tomorrow night, guys?
Yes.
Yeah,
in
that's
Death
the
Valley.
thing. Night game, I think I'm sticking with the typical pick for a night game in Baton Rouge. I'm thinking LSU.
LSU, I think, will win the game, but will they win by 10 points is the question. Will Florida come out and, will they have that extra fire in their eyes after being embarrassed last week by South Florida? I'm gonna say I think LSU will probably win the game, but I think Florida keeps it close within the 9.5.
You know what? I think, to me, when I saw that line, when you sent it to us earlier in the week, I was expecting that to be closer to 14.5 right there. It just makes me think, and I know I go a lot on this on all these games. It makes me think Vegas wants people to take Florida, to take LSU right there, and I'm not going to fall for that. So I am also going to take the Gators getting 9.5.
All right.
I'm writing this down just for accuracy.
Good. Thank you. And take a picture of it.
I'm going to text it to the group.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So the next one is Wisconsin traveling to Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. They're a 20.5-point underdog to the Crimson Tide. I will go first with this one. I went to the Law Monroe game last week, as I know that you did, Brian.
I did.
And, there was really absolutely nothing that you could possibly complain about with that team.
There was not.
It was pretty much a perfect football game. 73-0. Very few mistakes. I think that Law Monroe had 2 first downs the entire game.
Brett, that sounds
right.
I think that's most points we've put up in over 50 years. So as you said to begin it, we did everything well. So
it was total domination.
Right.
Total domination, and the focus and the effort seemed to be there, which is what we were looking for after that Florida State debacle. I think Bama is going to do it again, going to come out focused for the second week in a row and look good again and beat the Badgers by, let's say, 24. And we'll go with Bama in this one.
Saw a group of guys in Publix yesterday, in Northport Publix from Wisconsin, that were shopping, extremely happy. Green Bay Packer stuff. I hope they have a great time, and I hope they go home with good stories, but with a big L.
Okay.
Of course, I'm taking Alabama.
Who you got?
I'll take Bama.
Okay, let's skip down to Georgia, traveling to Knoxville. Georgia,
Gotcha.
a 3.5-point favorite. We're running out of time.
I'll go quick.
I'll
take the Bulldogs.
You'll take the Bulldogs. What do you got, Brad? As if I didn't know.
I'm taking the Vols.
Okay, I'm going with the Bulldogs, too. I think the Bulldogs have something to prove. Tennessee is like everybody's darling right now. Oh, they're the dark horse. We'll see what happens. Tennessee has been outscored by 80 points in the last 4 times they've played against Georgia.
That was about 6, 7 times. I'm not sure.
All right, we got one more to pick, and we'll do that after the Tiger Rock kickoff coming your way now. Pats get the ball first. trailing 28-10. It's a high kick fielded at the 3-yard line, up the left side, the 20, the 25, 30, 35, and the flag comes in, unfortunately. Nice return there by the Pats, but I think it's going to back up a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like Hillcrest was guilty of a hold to me. I thought it was a pretty egregious hold as well.
And, you know, we started off the game right there once we got the ball with a early snap, put it on the ground, put us behind the chains, and now we start off the second half with an extremely long field.
All right, so let's go back to the picks one more time, if we can get it off here before the college preview. One more. Okay, we got number 18, USF, plus 17.5 at Miami, the number 5 team in the country.
I'll take South Florida.
You got South Florida? What you got, Brad?
They're hot right now. Man, it's tough. 17.5 is a lot of points, so I'll take South Florida.
All right, I'm going to go with Miami to put this whole fairy tale to rest now.
For the first time in 4 games, I don't think there's any game where all 3 of us pick the same.
Ah, nice.
Alabama.
Should be the result.
Did you take Alabama? My bad.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so after the
you
penalty.
took South Florida?
I did.
Okay, got it.
Thanks, Hillcrest Tennis, for bringing us our college football preview. After the penalty, instead of the 35-yard line being the line of scrimmage for first down, the Pats are starting back at their own 10. Not a good way to start the second half. Here's a handoff over left guard. Not much on that one, only a couple of yards for the Pats. And it will be 2nd down and 8 after the carry by Javion Lowe.
I'm okay with this drive taking 10 minutes and 90 yards.
Me too.
That'd be great.
2nd down and 8 from the 12 now. Chamblee in shotgun. Spread formation. Here comes Jacoby Harris in motion. He'll take the sweep around left end. Cuts it upfield, very close to the first down. He's out of bounds at about the 19. He'll be a yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Brad, I'm also okay with this drive going 90 yards and taking about 30 seconds, though,
yeah,
too.
That's true.
Whatever has the drive ending with us in that end zone is ultimately what we want.
See where it says Rebels down there? That's
exactly right.
Yeah, you got that right, boys. You know, the other thing is toss sweep to the boundary was kind of the bread and butter against Hoover last week. I'd love for this to be some butter for our bread against Vestavia.
3rd and 1, big play. Jordan is pressured in the backfield, and he will be pushed out of bounds at the 25, losing 4 yards. So on 3rd and 1, horrible result for the Pats there, and they will be forced to punt. So getting the ball first in the second half didn't matter much.
And once again, I don't think Jordan was picking up the first down right there, but he kind of stepped out of bounds. I'd be interested to see what Coach Mitchell says about that later. He might want to stick. Jordan dives forward, somehow picks up a couple more. Down 18 points, you at least give us something to think about, although we're deep in our own territory.
That felt a little like we went to the well one too many times.
Gunnar Webb back to pass. He stands at his own 1-yard line. Gunnar gets the kick away. It's a line drive wobbler.
Let it go.
It takes a little bit of a Hillcrest bounce.
Come on.
And it is down at the 49-yard line.
It's DeMarcus Ryle who got it down. Ball's right there. It's real tough. I know we wouldn't have gotten much more, but I think we could have at least gotten it on the Vestavia side of the 50.
We needed to get it on the Vestavia side of the 50.
Not what the Pats wanted to start out the second half. The opportunity to have the ball and cut into this lead. They get a 3 and out and give the ball back to Vestavia in Hillcrest territory. Charlie Taft takes the snap. Charlie will fake the handoff and keep it up the gut, moves it down across the 45 down to the 44, pickup of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Vestavia's doing against us what they did against Auburn. Get up big and now just simply run the ball, make Auburn one-dimensional.
I thought they did, he's doing a really good job just kind of reading his plays, reading his keys. Great play. Taft's doing really well.
Taft hands this one off over right guard. Across the 40 to the 39, enough for the first down for the Rebs.
Yeah, Rebels stay in this hurry-up offense even though they're up 3 scores very early in the 3rd quarter.
They need to hurry up and turn it over.
Be nice.
Taft gets it, hands it off once again. Pickup of about 3 by the running back Noah Boylan down to the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
I'll go ahead and try to jinx Vestavia. Still no penalties against the Rebels that I remember, at least.
And no turnovers.
No turnovers. So maybe the law of averages says we're due from a miscue from Vestavia.
Well, they've been perfect, and it looks like they'll be perfect all night tonight.
Here's the snap. The pitch out to Taff, and Taff is looking to pass it, and he does, but it's incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 6, an opportunity for the Hillcrest defense to do something here.
Well, I was trying to jinx.
Me too.
Guys?
Yeah. Good recognition by our defense right there. You didn't see them rush in on that toss play. I'm going to guess that's something they saw on film, whether it be against Hewitt, whether it be against Auburn, or their out-of-state opponent during week 0.
All right, defense, time to step up right here.
Yeah, big change.
Get the ball back. Charlie Taff. Shift of the offensive line. Man comes in motion from right to left. Taff takes the snap. Taff breaks free around left end. He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown for the Rebels. 36 yards for Charlie Taff.
I don't even know if he was touched, guys. You know, it's a good fake right there to the running back. Followed an offensive lineman and the junior quarterback with good speed racing out to a 34-10 lead for the Vestavia Hills Rebels.
Yeah, really well done. Taff's he's been really good tonight, guys.
Dr. Brandy Patterson extra point attempt is up, and it is good. 35-10, 9:42 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Guys, I think that's about the opposite of how we wanted the 3rd quarter to start.
Yeah, Brent, I'll be honest. We kind of talked a little at half. I think we're kind of out of mulligans right here. I think we probably need to score on just about every possession for the remainder of the game, and hopefully our defense can get a couple turnovers here. You know, we're certainly due some breaks here in the game where it feels like last week a lot went right for us, and this week not a whole lot is going right.
Vestavia just looks so clean and so efficient.
Well, you're right, and mistakes have been non-existent. Like, not even a false start, no hold. You know, the thing is, to do what they do, and you're just got a lot of kick-out blocks, a lot of wham block, a lot of misdirection. You don't even have a hold. I mean, I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying that's impressive.
Tiger Rock kickoff coming your way now. Here it is. It's fielded at the 6-yard line. Here comes Jalen Cook up over the 20, and he'll be knocked down at about the 21. Pats will start there 1st and 10.
I think if you're Coach Mitchell, Coach Guy now, you may be getting Jordan's ear a little bit, and you know, even if it's tight coverage right now, you're going to have to let the ball go, because I don't even know how many more sustained drives we can have right now, needing 4 possessions to get back in this.
And also Vestavia probably now will be pinning their ears back.
Good point, Brent.
Well,
coming after him.
I'm not so sure you've got, I mean, obviously you need a score, but what is your best way to score? Is it to have Jordan drop back and throw it around? If that's the case, then yeah, sure. But if it's to run it down their throat, I'm okay with that too.
It's the toss sweep to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby crosses the 25 down to the 26. Pickup of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Man, Brad, you make a good point there. It's not only about this game as well. It's about establishing things for next week against Hewitt, letting Hewitt see some things on film. And to be quite honest, you know, our kids need to prove to themselves that we're not giving up when we're down big early in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you certainly can't do that.
No.
You've got to keep fighting.
The snap, the little end-around sweep to Austin Cherry. Flag comes in. Austin is close to the 1st down. He's got enough yardage, but I think this one's going to come back.
All right, okay. I'll go ahead and complain a little bit right now. Don't get me wrong. Vestavia has played extremely clean right now, and I know we have made some miscues, but golly, it certainly seems like on all that misdirection by Vestavia, they certainly will have grabbed the jersey, done something that was against the rule book even once, when any small Hillcrest tug draws the yellow flag.
Yeah,
I'm finding things to complain about. I get it, but nonetheless.
Well, there was no one standing where the flag was thrown.
I thought so too, Brad.
And I mean, that doesn't mean there was no hold. It just seems like, how long does it take you to get your flag out?
2nd and 15 now. New line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line.
You've said that a lot tonight, Brent.
Yeah. Shamley rolls to his right, looks downfield, and this one is out of the reach of his intended receiver, Austin Cherry, at about the 26-yard line.
You guys said it earlier. From the first offensive snap, Jordan just doesn't look like the same quarterback we've seen the first 3 games. He looks out of sorts. You know, just the passes being a foot off, whether it be not getting a snap under center, not being ready for the shotgun snap. Just every little thing that he did well in his first 3 starts seems to be going wrong tonight.
I have a theory as to what's happening here.
Well, they're not bringing anybody, and they're having about 7 guys in coverage.
Yep. Well, and also Vestavia, with the disguising of their defenses and the way they shift around, it's making Jordan have to think and hesitate too much. He's not just the same gunslinger, see what we can do and make something happen, right? Okay, so Hillcrest takes a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take a break. Back after this, Hillcrest trailing 35-10. This is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard in the shadow of Bryant-Denny. They're open 7 days a week or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated.
All right, we are back. 3rd down and long for the Pats. Jordan Shamley back to pass, and he oversails Jalen Cook at the 25-yard line. It'll be 4th and 15, and the Pats will be forced to punt again. .8:39 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Hillcrest down big, 35-10. Showed some life in the 2nd quarter, but the 3rd quarter has started out much like the game did. And for the 2nd time this half, Gunnar Webb stands at his 1-yard line to punt this one away. And it looks like it's deflected just a little bit. It takes a Vestavia bounce back toward the Hillcrest end zone, and Vestavia will start out at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, right there we netted 9 yards on that punt right there, Brandon. They did, either they brought pressure or just the normal pressure got through, but I think you're right, Brent, when they said that when you said it was deflected, I think a fingertip was on the ball. Yeah, at this point, I think our defense and our offense is probably a little bit of a gut check time right now, but you know, I know our kids aren't going to give up. There's a great group of kids and coaching staff, but even when things aren't going your way, you still got to keep throwing punches.
Charlie Taft takes it, steps up into the pocket. There's a block in the back that's missed right there. Taft will keep it around right end. Joe Davidson knocks him out of bounds at about the 14-yard line, but that is a pickup of 14 and enough for a 1st down.
And, you know, number 11, I don't know how big he is, but golly, I remember him from last year. He's a tough kid out there to stop.
He's been so good.
Yeah.
You know, the weapons, the thing is, Brian, he's just a very heady kid.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't have an incredible arm, but makes good decisions. And like you said, Brad, uses his head very well.
Taft takes it, hands it off up the middle. Zay Hall comes in to make the tackle. A loss on the play after the carry from Carson Purdy. They'll make it 2nd down and 10. Make it 2nd and 11, we'll call it.
You know, the thing that Vestavia does a really good job of, they kind of take that defensive front and they just steer them. You don't have to beat them. You know, it's like physically you would take some of our kids against their kids one-on-one, but if you steer a guy into a particular direction, you know what you're going to create. And that's just, they've out-angled us all night.
If we're doing physical drills, Hillcrest is winning all night long.
That's not the way it goes, though, unfortunately.
That's right. Here's another run over left guard on a little sweep. No gain on that one. Hillcrest defense comes up and makes the tackle there.
You can see Hillcrest last couple times. Zay Hall on the previous play, then Jeremiah Beverly on that play. After the tackle's secured, you can see them trying to strip the ball, trying to get any momentum for this Hillcrest Patriot squad.
At least, I'd like to see that from a standpoint of still a little fight.
I agree.
Little fight.
I agree.
All right, so 3rd and 10 from the 14. Charlie Taff will take the snap, and he breaks free momentarily and dives forward, breaking another tackle down to the 6-yard line, and he's just short of the first down by about a yard, but what an effort there by Charlie Taff.
I love his effort. Boy, he just takes on defenders, and, he's taking on some big kids, too. Those guys lay the wood, but he did some of the laying himself.
4th and 2 right here. Rebels offense staying on the field. They're at least going to line up to go for it.
Oh, sure,
we'll
they'll go for it. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't you go for it here?
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing to lose.
25 points.
The snap. Taff has it. He will look to try to beat the player around the end, but he cannot.
I think that's why you don't go for it.
And he will be brought down, losing a yard back to the 9-yard line. Hillcrest will take over on downs.
Yeah, that's why I was a little surprised right there that they did go for it, because obviously a touchdown, the momentum's already in your favor, but we did get the stop. Halfway through this quarter right here, we needed some sort of momentum change, and at least we got that.
And why not? And obviously, not to question. I mean, they're beating us soundly.
Beating us good, yeah.
But why not kick a field goal?
Yeah,
there?
I mean, I just, to me, once again, the only thing that could shift the momentum there was a 4th down stop.
Okay, guys, but the thing about it is it's 4th and 2. They're probably averaging about 7 to 8 yards per play.
You're right, but they didn't get 7 or 8 there. So I'm
still
easy
saying
for me
the
to
odds
say.
were in their favor.
No doubt.
And you don't lose a whole lot by not making it. You lose the momentum, you give the ball back up, but you're still up by 25
Yeah, I don't think you gain a whole lot by getting it, though, either, because I don't think you gain much. It's still 4-score game. Either way, great stop by Hillcrest right there. It would take a monumental effort at this point, but it still gives ourselves a chance right now if we can go ahead and get Hillcrest. If we can get Hillcrest down there, get a couple first downs here, see if we can start getting this Pats offense. Hey, be safe, dude. Oh, sure.
Well, I'm one.
Hey, be safe. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Pats with the ball at their own 8-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's the snap and a handoff up the middle, I believe, or was that a fumbled snap?
I think it was a belly G, Brent. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. It looked like Jordan was like reaching down for the ball, like, did I drop it? And maybe Javion picked it up. Either way, he picked up 2 yards, and it's 2nd down and 8 from the 11.
And anything positive right here, Brent. Anything positive Hillcrest can get out of this, even a sustained drive.
Jordan under center. The snap, the toss to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby moves it up to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, we see right now it brings up a 3rd and 5 right now for the Patriots. Hillcrest Coach Mitchell still staying with the game plan right now, deep in our own territory. You're just looking for anything positive out of this drive. Even if we can get a 3rd and medium conversion right here, anything that can give us something to build on for the last quarter and a half of this game.
Chamblee in shotgun. Here comes Jacoby in motion. It's the sprint option. Chamblee bullies his way forward, and it looks like he's got enough for the first down to the 18-yard line. Yes, they will move the chains.
Hey, good job. I was a little critical of Jordan for going out of bounds on that last 3rd and 5. Good job sticking his head out, hit 3 yards before the marker. Good job spinning, kind of falling forward, picking up a big first down right there. Hillcrest's first down of the second half, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We've only had the ball one other time, and that was the 3 and out. Started out with the big kickoff return and the holding penalty that put us way back around the 12-yard line to start that drive. Chamblee back to pass, rolling, being pressured, throws it, incomplete.
He's got 81. Yeah, and I think a couple of the Vestavia coaches may be clamoring for intentional Jamarian Williams was in the area. I think they're still talking about it. Okay. I think White Hat right there said it's not grounding because Jordan's arm was hit when he was throwing the ball, which obviously changed the direction.
Okay, 2nd down and 10 now for the Pats from their own 18-yard line. 4:23 remaining in the third down, 35-10. Chamblee under center, takes the snap, handoff straight up the middle to Jacoby. Jacoby breaks free, has some room. He's up to the 40, the 45, and down to the 50-yard line. Big pickup on 2nd down.
Brett, tell me, do you think if he had not tried to cut it back inside late and just sprinted to the outside, he picks up another 10? Maybe not. That's the first play, Brandon. We said we looked a step slow sometimes in the first half. That's the first time where we looked like we were really hitting the hole, moving forward. Everybody kind of on the same page that as soon as that ball was snapped, we're pushing forward.
Well, Jacoby's had a couple of big plays tonight. We just need to get the ball in his hands more often and maybe in more creative ways. Get him in some open space. Here goes Jordan straight up the gut down to the 45, the 42. Nice pickup of about 8, and it'll be 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, I believe a hand was on the face mask there. I guess he didn't grasp it. I think Jordan even had something to say to the umpire right there. You know, nothing disrespectful, just maybe, sir, watch out for that. Well, I thought the same thing there. We hit the hole quickly there. The lead back hit that hole quickly, allowing Jordan to pick up an extra 4 or 5 yards.
3 wides to the left, 1 to the right here. Jacoby Harris in the backfield, and it's going to be a false start against Hillcrest again. So we go from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 7 now.
Unfortunately, that's a common refrain tonight, Brent. What is that, number 4 for us, number 5 for us?
At least.
Yeah. I'll be honest, we're trying to time the snap count up a little more in the second half, where we're leaving a quarter beat early, and we may have just gotten popped right there. Nonetheless, still in Rev territory right now, brings up a 2nd and 7 as the clock will tick under 3 minutes in the third quarter on this play.
Chamblee under center, I formation for the Pats. Fakes the handoff. Chamblee's going to keep it around left end. He's got a little bit of space. 40, 35. Hold on to that ball, Jordan. Down to the 30-yard line. Stephen Fikes All-State first down on the 20-yard run by Jordan Chamblee.
Looked a lot better on this drive, Brent. Look, good job holding it on the hip right there, making sure he sold the fake, and then after that, had the corner taken away, cut it up inside. Big gain for 17 yards.
Got to hold on to that ball, though.
I agree, Brent.
Holding it like a loaf of bread, as they say. If I'm the Vestavia coaches, I'm saying knock that thing out of his hands when he's in that open field like that. I formation once again. Jordan under center. The snap, Jordan bobbles it again, but he's able to fall on top of it, losing 2 yards, though.
It's at least 6 times we've either had a false start on first down or a fumble of some sort on first down. Very, very difficult. You know, when we're starting possessions, 2nd and 12 like we are now, 2nd and 18, 1st and 15, 1st and 15. Just really, really puts the offensive play calling even, you know, kind of behind the 8 ball.
2nd and 12 from the 32. Chamblee under center.
Maybe Vestavia timeout.
Yeah, Vestavia calls a timeout. We'll keep it right here, though, Brian, for this timeout. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
A minute 38 remaining in the third quarter. Third quarter has gone much like the first quarter.
Man, unfortunately, you're right, Brent, and I'm going to try to pull some positives out of this quarter. You know, I think we've had 2 possessions, Brent, is that right? And neither of them went very well, including a 9-yard punt. But our kids are still fighting there. Pick up a big 3rd and 5 right there. Mm-hmm. Good job by Jordan there, still selling the fake, really flying off the line. You know, unfortunately, you know, the false start, then the fumble right there by Jordan on this possession, since we have gone into Vestavia territory, has hurt us again. I think personally we're in 4-down territory where we are.
telling them, keep fighting.
Yep.
I don't care what happens, you keep fighting.
And I think that proves to Hewitt next week, Hueytown the following week, no matter who it is, that the Patriots will keep on fighting.
I formation once again. Fullback is Javion Lowe. Tailback, Jacoby Harris. Handoff to Jacoby over right guard. Jacoby fights forward for about 5 down to the 28. That'll make it 3rd down and 8 for the Pats.
Brett, I think that play has worked for us, but we've had so many errors, so many mistakes in early downs. We just haven't been able to do that much.
Right.
When it's 2nd and 12, it's 3rd and 8, which is fantastic. We picked up 4, but when you're constantly doing that, it really negates the run game, which I think has been fairly effective.
Jordan takes the snap, fakes the handoff, being pressured, evades it momentarily, slings it down the field, and it is caught.
Beautiful.
Caught at the 6-yard line.
Is that a flag?
Is there a flag?
On the 42? Or is that a shoe?
It's a flag. What is that going to be?
I don't know.
It's either going to be a hold or a late hit.
Well, did it fall out
roughing
of his
the
pocket?
quarterback. Oh, it looks like he's just putting it back. Yeah, it must have just fallen out.
Should he have waved it or something? He doesn't know what's going on.
Let's see, he's talking to the back judge.
Yeah, while he does that, Jordan evaded somebody. It threw it like, and
I think it's a personal foul. I think it's a late hit. Yeah, personal foul, roughing the passer.
Oh, thanks. Their first penalty gives us 3.5 yards.
Well,
you're right.
Hey, we'll take it right
you're
here, right?
Okay, back to
but
back.
What a pass. What an evasion of the rush by Jordan.
Job. Yeah, and who made that catch right there? Was it Cookie? 13,
yes.
Jalen Cook? Not giving up, coming back to the ball. Where did he put that ball? 35, 40 yards in the air off his back foot.
Yep.
So beautiful job.
1st and goal for the Pats in the Centel Home Design red zone tonight for one of the few times they've been there. Jordan takes the snap, hands it off to Jacoby. Jacoby fights his way forward down to the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1.
Tough having a clock right now. We're at 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Really would like to see the Pats see if we can punch it in this 3rd quarter. I know it's a long shot for the comeback, but any chance we got to start worrying about that clock.
Jordan under center takes the snap. It'll be a quarterback sneak, and Jordan is in the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. The Patriots now cut it to 35-16.
Great job. We started deep in our own territory after the 4th down stop by the Patriots. 91-yard drive by the Patriots, ending in a score.
Now that's what we wanted to see on the first drive of the 2nd half.
The book is not clear if you're going straight by the book. An 18-point lead, a 17-point lead are largely the same here, but Coach Mitchell is going to go for 2.
Chamberlain shotgun for the 2-point conversion, drops back, scrambles, looks downfield, and this one is caught or incomplete. Yes,
he got it. Good.
Scooped up in the end zone.
I'm not quite sure what the Vestavia crowd was clamoring for.
And that's Jalen Cook once again on the reception in the end zone.
We'll just say that was a great catch by him. No way that hit the ground.
35-18 now.
It's still a 3-possession game, Brent, but it makes it 2 scores, 2 extra points, and a field goal right now. You do have 2 Tidwell paint and body timeouts.
Here's
Brent,
the thing.
I'm saying we got a shot, is what I'm saying.
We do have a shot, but the defense has got to dig in and make something happen here.
They are coming off a good job stopping Vestavia in the 4th and 2 right there. So they, for the first time in the game, maybe they do have a little momentum right now. I'll be interested to see if Vestavia stays in this hurry-up offense. We have 26 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. First things first, let's get a good, clean kickoff by Elijah. Good coverage.
Tiger Rock.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tiger Rock kickoff coming your way from Elijah Miller.
Maybe a surprise onside.
The approach,
nope, we go deep
the
with
kick is high and fielded at the 19-yard line. And the tackle will be made at about the 26.
I think it was Javion for the third time.
Javion's been doing some good work on that kickoff coverage team.
Yeah, I hope he has about 6 more tackles on the kickoff.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, reset real quick. Hillcrest down 35-18, 19 seconds left in the third quarter. Each team with 2 timeouts left. Vestavia with the ball on their own 26-yard line. So I said, I think Vestavia may start using a little more play clock to make sure that this one stays in the on the side they want it to.
Let's hope they get conservative and it comes back to bite them.
Or put the ball on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Charlie Taff evades a tackler, does a little slide, picking up about 6 down to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, that'll be the last snap of the third quarter.
Okay, yeah, that'll be it. So end of the third quarter, your score, Vestavia 35, Hillcrest 18. Back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Patriot Nation gets hungry for Chinese food, there is no doubt about where to go. Lee Palace in Inglewood Village. Lee Palace has been in the same location for 20 years and loves the Hillcrest community. You just can't beat their incomparably delicious Chinese cuisine in a family-owned, friendly environment that is second to none. The folks at Lee Palace love what they do and are very passionate about providing you with the best in town. Lee Palace says, go Pats!
All right, back. We've played 3 quarters. Hillcrest down 35-18. The good news is that the Pats have fought back a little bit and cut it to a 2-score game.
Yeah, we're winning the third quarter, right? We won it 8-7?
3-score game.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
35-18 is 3 scores.
Well, you know what? To my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, there are no 18-point plays in high school football. So all we can do right now is worry about this 2nd down and 5 for Vestavia. That's all we can do. We can just play this one play at a time right now. Hope that Vestavia does make a mistake. You and I were talking in the break that we would love a miscue right here from Vestavia. Something to give us momentum, because if we get 1 score in this first 4 minutes, then Vestavia starts to feel a little bit of pressure. Who knows what can happen, Brent?
Time to dig in deep for the defense, and the problem for the defense is that they're on their heels because of all the eye candy that Vestavia throws at you. Slows you down. Taff is going to keep this one, and Taff will weave his way through down to the 36-yard line, and I think it's going to be a face mask.
It is, but I'll tell you this, big Jeremiah Beverly right there. I mean, it looked like they were out there doing a synchronized dance. I mean, he got grabbed and turned around. Yeah, they're discussing right now. Yeah, it looks like, they're marching off the personal foul face mask for against Hillcrest right there.
And that big mark-off will put it in Hillcrest territory to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was tough to argue with. That one was kind of right in front of the Vestavia bench. Pretty obvious face mask. As I said, I personally thought there was a foul on Vestavia as well, but my opinion doesn't count up here right on the 50-yard line.
You mean you thought there was a hold?
A hold.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, and we see Vestavia is huddling now, using a little more play clock than they have the rest of the game. I think Coach Evans probably understands we don't need to do anything stupid. Let's use as much clock as we can. Scoring will be a bonus.
11:27 remaining in the game. Vestavia with the ball at the 49 of Hillcrest. 1st and 10. Taff takes it. Taff hands it off. The running back breaks through. 12 yards. Another 1st down that you can give to Noah Boylan right there.
And we've missed some tackles, don't get me wrong, but Vestavia, and Brett had a good point of just directing us in a certain way, right? We've been right there. We just can't quite get an arm on him at times.
Here's the thing. When you're thinking so hard and hesitating and worried about being in the wrong place, you're standing still, your momentum's not going forward. It's a lot easier to push you back.
100%. Couldn't agree more, Brent. I mean, it's the sort of thing where you're not 100% sure he's the guy you should be tackling even. Man, Vestavia once again doing a little bit of a sugar huddle there, taking that play clock under 10 seconds.
Taft will keep it on the quarterback keeper. Miles Madden there with the tackle. About 4 yards down the field, down to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Look like another RPO right there where the quarterback, where he held it to the last second. You know, or either, I missed who it was, whichever Hillcrest guy, he had to pick one of them, and he went with the running back. Great job by the quarterback pulling it, picking up 4 yards. And Vestavia once again using that play clock. I mean, you can't
blame him at all.
I mean, that's exactly what Coach Mitchell would be doing, exactly what we did last week, Brent.
Yep. Here's a handoff to Noah Boyle over left guard. He is past the sticks, and they'll move it again. Another first down for the Rebs.
Yep, you're right. Another one. Once they get that ball set, you're going to see the game clock wind as we're now under 10 minutes. There it is with the white hat winding it. You know, it's the same thing. I feel like a broken record. Vestavia is doing the same things over and over and over again. It's just a variation, but feels like 5-6 plays, but they're just so very good at these. And each of those plays has 3 or 4 different options. You know, and that Vestavia Hills quarterback, you know, he's doing a masterful job out there, you know, kind of being the conductor of this Vestavia offense.
Here's a handoff to Boyle over left tackle. The Hillcrest defense there. This time, Miles Madden there to make the tackle again. Loss on the play of about 1 yard. That'll make it 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, Vestavia runs to the boundary side there, and that play right there, we just it was kind of a tidal wave of Hillcrest Patriots to where we were able to, even though they held, they waited, there's simply nowhere to run. Clock ticks down to 8:45 right now in a fast-moving fourth quarter.
Charlie Taft under center. Play action. Slings this one down, and it is almost intercepted by Jamichael, but he's unable to bring it in.
Yeah, J-Mike did a great job right there, maybe slightly underthrown. I don't think the Vestavia quarterback ever saw him there. I don't believe he's I think he kind of did a good job just kind of staying in that zone. Would have been a good pick. He had to go up and get it just off his hands there. Couldn't quite make the diving interception, but does bring up 3rd and 10 for Vestavia.
Big play for the Hillcrest defense.
It is, Brent, man, whether it be this game or whether it be momentum going into the next game. Let's see if we can get a stop here.
8:31 remaining in the game. Taft back to pass, rolling to his right, Jeremiah Beverly. Is it caught? Is it inbounds?
Yeah, great job by Zach Laws right there, the junior wide receiver.
Let's look at the replay here.
Yeah, I think he had it.
Yeah, he got a foot inbounds.
Yeah, it's a good pass, honestly. Yeah, we had quarterback on the run there. Good catch, but with his hands out in front of him. I think that would have been good in the NFL. I think he had both feet down. Golly. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Rebels right there. God, Brandon, it just seems like any chance we have to even sliver of hope for this second half, you know, Vestavia quickly answers with a big 3rd down.
The keeper by Taft on the RPO. He's pushed out of bounds at least, stopping the clock. Pickup of about 3 down to the 9. That'll stop the clock at 8:18.
Yeah, Kylan Nortfleet with the tackle right there. And that Vestavia quarterback, he's a tough kid too. You know, he could have easily just ducked out of bounds there, but lowered his head, was willing to take the hit. Does bring up 2nd and 7. Good pursuit right there. We did not fall for the motion, whether it be the dive or the end around there. Good job by Hillcrest. Not quite sure why they're using that much play clock now with the clock stopped.
Just resting, I guess.
And baby, you're right.
Taft keeps it over right guard. He'll be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Stays in bounds, though. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 for the Rebs.
That's right, junior defensive lineman Jeremiah Beverly right there. Good job making sure he could not escape from his grasp. Interested to see right here if they do not get that. I would think Vestavia would kick it, but once again, if it's fourth and just a couple, who knows what the coaching staff of Vestavia may do.
I think with the success that they've been having tonight, they're just like, we're just going to roll the dice.
You may be right.
Go.
You may be
we
right.
have nothing to lose.
Yep.
When you're rolling sevens all night, you keep going.
We did stop them the last time they did that. It's the only thing that might give me pause, but 3 points will not change the number of scores. Well, timeout Vestavia. Their second Tidwell Paint and Body timeout of the second half.
Okay. So, with the timeout, yes, indeed, we will take a break, and we will return right after this. Keep it here. This is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network. Your score, Vestavia 35 and Hillcrest 18, but Vestavia threatening once again.
Patriot Nation gets hungry for Chinese food. There is no doubt about where to go. Lee Palace in Inglewood Village. Lee Palace has been in the same location for 20 years and loves the Hillcrest community. You just can't beat their incomparably delicious Chinese cuisine in a family-owned, friendly environment that is second to none. The folks at Lee Palace love what they do and are very passionate about providing you with the best in town. Lee Palace says, go Pats!
Back here in Buddy Anderson Stadium, it has not been a fun visit to Vestavia Hills, Alabama tonight.
You know, it hasn't, Brent. And I'm searching for positives, don't get me wrong. Take away those first 3 scores. You take away that first quarter, though, Brandon. I know, I get that. You take away the worst plays of any game. But after that first quarter, we have played nose-to-nose with Vestavia.
That's true. That's a good point. So another big third down for the Pats defense. Here's the keeper by Taft up the middle after the fake. He'll be short of the first down to the 7-yard line. He's well short, about 5 yards, so it'll be 4th and 5. Let's see what Vestavia elects to do.
See the kicker standing beside the head coach right there, ready to run on, has the K-ball if they want it, but at least so far it appears like the Rebels will go for it once again on 4th and.
I think that they're going to let the play clock run all the way down, so the clock will run and then call a timeout.
Yeah, it will be their last timeout of the second half, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to draw us off sides then call it, though, Brent.
All right, well, it looks like they're going to go for it. Taft under center. Taft rolling out, looking for a man, slings it, and it's dropped in the end zone. Thank goodness. What a play by Charlie Taft as he found a man in the back of the end zone, but he was unable to hold on to it back at the end line. So Hillcrest will take over on downs.
All right, Brett, there's a term in baseball, or saying in baseball, you're down three runs late, couple bloops and a blast, right? A couple bloops hits and a home run gets you back in the game.
Right.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's us right now. Maybe we get a couple bloops. I don't know, a drop pass in the end zone. Maybe now we get a blast. Maybe a deep pass to Caden Smith. Or maybe, Jacoby breaks one off. Maybe Chambly breaks a long run. Something to get that blast. See if we can get an onside kick. Who knows what could happen?
Jordan under center. The toss sweep to Jacoby. Jacoby's got nowhere to go, and his ball on the ground.
It is. It's Vestavia ball.
And Vestavia has it.
That was unfortunately wasn't a bloop. It was a blooper.
That was a bloop. Yeah,
that's a blooper.
Good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yep.
Tough.
I don't say this often. I haven't said it all this year, but we just can't seem to get out of our own way tonight.
Yeah.
It just seems like when anything positive goes in our direction, a drop touchdown pass on 4th down by Vestavia. To me, it looked like the running back was expecting a handoff, and Jordan pitched it, but obviously I can't be sure.
Been a tough night. 1st and goal for the Rebs now. 6:24 left. They, of course, will take their time. Here's the snap. Taft keeps it, and he will be tackled at the 4-yard line, losing a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
I don't know if Hillcrest, how much they're respecting the pass anymore. That's probably what's helped a little bit with our ability to contain that run a little better, at least in this quarter. But good job by our linebacking core right there not to fall for the play action. Also, kind of not the fall for the 3 guys in the route.
How many turnovers is that tonight?
I can think of 2, Brent, but is it more than that?
I think it may be more.
Is it?
I think
we got the final heat time out of the night. Do we gonna stay here, or do we need another commercial?
We can just stay here.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know how many more. Vestavia had 2 turnovers on downs. No live ball turnovers, to use a basketball term, though, for the Rebels, though. Once again, we're under 6 minutes, halfway through this 4th quarter. Good guys trail 35-18 right now, and we talked about it a second ago. But after that disastrous first quarter for Hillcrest, and I know the gameplay, the game script would have changed for Vestavia if the score had not been so out of hand. But Hillcrest has done a good job. Defense has done a good job coming out here and still battling, stopping them in 4th and inside the 10 twice, Brent. So, we have to find something positive. Our kids and our coaching staff certainly still out there fighting.
That's the name of the game right now.
You're
Just
right.
keep fighting.
I know the kids are disappointed. I know our coaching staff's disappointed, but still a lot to play for this season.
Oh, this game really means nothing, and Coach Mitchell will tell you that too. Well, I won't say it means nothing, but as far as the goal for the season, the first goal is to make it to the playoffs.
Sure.
We're still 1-1 in the region with a chance to bounce back next week against Hewitt.
That's right.
You don't lose, you learn, as my good buddy Steve Burdett says. Second and goal now. Here's the snap to Taft. Taft's just going to try to weave his way through again. He dives forward. He's a little bit short of the goal line. It'll be 3rd and goal from right about the half-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Hillcrest right there. He broke the first tackle. Good job by a swarm of Patriots coming up to finish him off.
But you're right, he's tough. He's not afraid of contact.
Golly. 3rd and literally 4 inches right now. It's not going to take much. Vestavia with that, with that sugar huddle again. So the play clock's about to tick under 15. We'll see if they use all of it again.
The game clock down to 4:56 and rolling.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect anything more than the number 11 right here with a sneak.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he
as
does,
expected,
and
touchdown Rebels.
Yep. Touchdown Rebels makes it 41-18. 4:44 remaining in the game. Wow.
How many is it for that young man? Do you know?
Oh, I can look at the stats. Okay. I'll do that for you now.
Yeah, great night right there by Charlie Taft. He's unfortunately for us, he's only a junior. But I would love to not see him next year. Vestavia, same type of stuff that we do, where they're going to line up, they're going to look at the defense, then determine if they're going to kick it or go for 2. Up huge, they are going for the PAT.
All right, the snap placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 42-18. Charlie Taft has 16 carries for 144 yards. Only 1 touchdown rushing.
Is that his first touchdown?
Yeah, first
Okay.
touchdown rushing.
Okay.
He has 2 passing, 8 for 15 for 111 yards.
I don't know what Hewitt did. I did not watch the Hewitt game from last week. I did watch the Auburn game from 2 weeks ago. This team only scored 14 points against Hewitt last week. Obviously, very good defense by the Huskies. But I probably will go back and watch that just to see what the difference was. I'm going to guess the offense was much more successful for Hewitt. They did not put themselves behind the chains as much. Really, this game is never played in a vacuum. What the offense does is greatly dependent upon the defense and vice versa.
All right, here we are with the Tiger Rock kickoff. It's high. It's fielded on the sideline at about the 9, up to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Great return there by Jalen Cook.
Yeah, last man right there, the sophomore kicker, Sloan Morgan. I'm going to guess he hadn't made too many tackles that aren't slide tackles in his life, but a good job by him. He was the last line of defense. I'll be honest, Cookie just took the ball and just sprinted down that right sideline for about 50.
And no penalties that time.
No penalties. I can't wait for them to throw one.
That was a big thing on the first kickoff of the second half. We returned it to the 45-yard line.
That's right.
But then the hold brought it back and made us start from our own 12.
And then the next kickoff was at that of the first half where our return man fell down. Just little things like that every time, Brent.
All right, so Chambly in shotgun now. Hillcrest at the 48-yard line. Chambly keeps it on the option over left tackle. Moves it forward 15 yards for the first down to the 34-yard line.
Brent, how many yards how many yards Jordan drew us for this evening?
I can tell you in a moment.
Like he's had a lot this second half. Hillcrest in a bit of a hurry up now as the clock goes to 4:25. Are making some substitutions though. Last year Hillcrest lost to these same Rebels at our place by a score of 49-17. So Hillcrest wants to improve upon that result.
Chambly takes it, rolls to his right, slings this one out of the reach of his intended receiver, down at about the 15-yard line. One looking for Jalen Cook again.
And again, it seems like Jordan's just a beat off this night, whether it be the snap, whether it be the throws. He just doesn't have that sharpness he's had the first 3 games, Brent. And, against a talented Vestavia Hills team, you can't do that. You can't even be a little bit off right there. Good route. He was open. He was not wide open, but he was a step open. Jordan just missed the throw by a couple feet.
Jordan has 18 carries for 78 yards.
Wow. I bet you most of those are in the second half.
Jordan takes it, being blitzed.
Good ball. There it is.
Releases this
there
one
you
and
go.
Caught by Austin Cherry.
There,
He's at
Austin.
the 10, the 5, into the end zone.
Attaboy, Austin.
And touchdown, Patriots.
Okay, going back, notice Jordan is on point here. I was just talking how he's a beat off. Hit the wide receiver, Austin Cherry, coming across the middle. Hit him in stride. Great job by Austin. He had 2 choices. Cut it inside, probably get tackled around the 10-yard line. Take a chance, go outside. Got an extra block there, hit that sideline, and hit pay dirt. Hillcrest will go for 2.
That makes it 42-25. I'm sorry,
42-24. If we get this right here, no, it'll still be a. No, if we get the 2-point conversion right here, it'll be a 2-score game. Don't have to worry about that. Jordan tried to keep it as he has on a lot of those option plays tonight. Vestavia finally reads it. Score continues 42 for Vestavia, 24 for the Hillcrest Patriots. Little under 4 minutes left in this ball game. 3 minutes and 53 seconds.
All right, 42-24. Yeah, this one is pretty much over. But again, the defense came up with a stop, even though the offense fumbled it back and gave them the touchdown from inside the 5. But then the offense came back and showed a little bit of life, too. The bottom line here is we're going to lose this game, but they're not
it's
quitting.
most likely that's true, Brian. And the thing is, golly, if we get that 2-point conversion, we get an onside kick, there's a chance right there. I'm interested to see if Coach Mitchell still goes with a deep kickoff, with the result likely being a foregone conclusion, or if he goes ahead and tries to work on an onside kick here. I'll be interested to see what goes on.
I'll tell you something that Jim Dunaway, famous Birmingham sportscaster I was talking to before the game, told me that Vestavia had been practicing all week on their kick return team after seeing what Hillcrest did to Hoover with all the strategic golf shot kicks that kept finding the turf.
Yeah, it looks like we are lining up, so probably the Rebels are ready for this. I don't think we've seen an onside kick. Elijah's had a heck of a year. Let's see what he does with this.
Elijah gets it away. It bounces around, and the Rebels are able to get it and return it back to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, that was big number 88, Will Ainsworth, tight end. I know that young man probably wants to make a play there, but I don't know how many times he's had the ball, but a great job by him coming up with the kickoff cleanly right there. Elijah, what you're trying to do off that turf is you're trying to get that first bounce, that second bounce, up in the air, let it skip, and then you get that big bounce on that turf and let your athletes go up and get it. But it's very, very tough to do. Couldn't quite get that big bounce on the last play. Great job by number 88, Will Ainsworth, to catch it cleanly.
Just a straight handoff, and this one is a big gainer. Over to the left side, down inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like number 25, Baylor Hudlow right there.
Here's the thing is that when they went with just a straight handoff like that, Hillcrest is so used to all the gadgetry and the hesitations that they're caught on their heels, and a straight line run catches them off guard.
Good point, Brent. Tick under 3.5 minutes here. Vestavia once again using most of the play clock. I would think at this point probably Hillcrest staff is not disappointed by that.
Taff under center, I formation. Straight handoff once again. That's number 15, Carson Purdy once again. Pickup of about 3, second down and 7 from the 27.
Now, Vestavia, I don't know how many times they put the ball in the air successfully in the second half. It's been a lot of this. You know, Hillcrest has known they're going to run the ball this half, and we've done a better job of stopping it. But Vestavia is so good and so disciplined, and they are going to play their game. We saw last week, didn't work against Vestavia. Did work week before against Auburn, and they've had a large amount of success tonight against us, unfortunately.
Correction on the line of scrimmage, it's the 30. Second down and 7. Here's Purdy crossing the 30. Down to the 22, fighting for yardage, and he's got enough for the first down, a pickup of 8 down to the 21.
You know, it seemed like the plays like that, where, you know, you carry it for 3 extra yards and fall forward for 2 more. Seems like that's been all about Vestavia. Last week against Hoover, that was us doing that. You know, it's funny how the momentum just continues to snowball sometimes. After this play, probably by the time we snap this play, the clock will tick under 2 minutes in this final quarter. Still see this Hillcrest D-line talking to each other pre-snap, making sure they are in the right formation.
Patriot Nation gets hungry for Chinese food. There is no doubt about where to go. Lee Palace in Inglewood Village. Lee Palace has been in the same location for 20 years and loves the Hillcrest community. You just can't beat their incomparably delicious Chinese cuisine in a family-owned, friendly environment that is second to none. The folks at Lee Palace love what they do and are very passionate about providing you with the best in town. Lee Palace says, go Pats!
Golly. Hillcrest wraps up the Rebs right there for a 1-yard loss. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 right now.
Having some issues here.
Okay, we'll see. I'm hoping we realize the video may be out. We're going to hope we still have some audio. Kind of resetting it for everybody. We under 45 seconds. I would expect this to likely be the last play of the ball game. Wouldn't even shock me if Vestavia takes a knee. 3rd and 7 from the Hillcrest 18-yard line. Vestavia is in victory formation as the quarterback takes the last snap of the game, Charlie Tapp. And that's going to do it, guys. Final score is going to be Vestavia Hills 42, Hillcrest 24.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. As we see with the shaking hands right now, as we try to go ahead and get the video back, we'll come back with the Brent. Who's our post-game sponsor?
We do not have a post-game.
Well,
sponsor.
we're going to come back if anybody.
Okay, we are back. Sorry, a little bit of a technical difficulty situation going on right there, but we are back now, and your final score once again, Vestavia 42 and Hillcrest 24. And Brian, let's make it a quick post game.
I'm going for that.
I would like to hear some scores though, because it's not the end of the world. The season is not over for the Patriots. It's one loss, whether it was by 1 point or 42-24, it doesn't matter. It counts the same. Hillcrest is still 3-1, 1-1 in the region. Lots of football left to play. Lots of opportunities to turn this around.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Going on some scores right now, and I'm going to look at it, and I'm getting it from AL.com, so I'm going to run down some. Spain Park defeating Helena, both teams right around here, 38-14. Viger pulling away from UMS Wright, number one, defending, one of the powerhouses in 5A, 31-12 over UMS Wright. Former Hillcrest opponent Florence trailing Austin halfway through the fourth quarter, 34-6 right there. Kind of getting down to maybe some more. I'm trying to find a Hoover score.
Yeah, that's what I was
like Auburn right now leading Enterprise. Auburn beat Enterprise 23-7 right now. James Clemens Huntsville 24-14. Brandon, if you talk for a minute, I will find that on Twitter, and we will do it.
Okay. Yeah, nothing's happening there, Nathan. Put that headset on, Nathan. Nathan McDonald is here, and he's going to join us here at the end of the game. Brad had to take off a little bit early. But, Nathan, I guess you're the bad luck charm. Is that
I think that might
Nathan's
have
up
been
here
what happened.
doing stats for us.
That is, yep. I was thinking the same exact thing, and it did not turn out well. So don't count me in on the next one.
Let's get. Yeah, we're going to count you in. Whoa! We lost that. So. Yeah, we'll just go back to the field shot. Okay, how about that? All right. Nathan, but thanks for doing a great job in keeping the stats. And would you like to look at your stats there and give us our final Mission Express stats line update?
I could. Give me 1 second.
While Mr. McDonald, the younger, is doing that real quick, Hoover has the ball, 4th and 10, down 17-14 with 17 seconds left in the game. So, Nathan, whenever you go with stats, but just a quick RSV design score update, and we can talk more about that in a second, buddy.
All righty, give me 1 second.
It's a good comeback by the Huskies right there.
Wait, say that score one more time.
Yeah, 17-14 Hewitt with probably one play left in the game.
Oh, really?
Hoover with the ball with 15 seconds left, down a field goal.
Well, honestly, I guess that's what we should have wished for, is for Hoover to lose.
100% right.
Even though it makes us look better if they win.
I don't care about looking better.
It means that we have a victory over them as a tiebreaker if that's how it turns out. And also, it helps with us having a 1-1 record in the region and them being 0-2 and us being ahead of them in the region.
Yeah, you're right, Brandon. That's going to put Hoover at 0-2 in the region. I'm certainly not discounting their games against Prattville, Oak Mountain, or Tuscaloosa County. Yeah, but they got probably 2 tough games left, one against Thompson, and then their last region game against the year against these Vestavia Hill Rebels.
All right, can you give us some Mission Express stat line stats now there?
Yeah, and I
Nathan.
think the biggest outlier of them all are these rushing yards. I think that's what was the key for Vestavia to get to where they got to tonight with the score the way it was at 278 yards. So
on the ground?
278 yards with that rushing. Total yards at 389.
Wow.
So it was more of that rushing aspect that Vestavia was able to play on and able to get across the board everywhere.
How many did that quarterback end up with? That
you don't want to know.
Oh, Lord. I know I don't want to know, but was he I assume he was their leading rusher?
He was. He got 145.
Yeah, that sounds about right, man. That kid can play, Nathan.
So, he's a hard runner. Very, very aggressive runner. Let's see what else.
Give us some Hillcrest ones.
Let's see. For the Hillcrest, we weren't shying away from the challenge at 319 total yards from what I got. Passing at 163 and balancing it out at rushing with 156. Cool. So our rushing attempts were almost even at 44 Vestavia and 37 for Hillcrest. But I think it was a lot of those QB sneaks that were going on that was allowing those rushing attempts to start skyrocketing. And then another blemish for Hillcrest, the 2 turnovers and 0 for Vestavia.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I got something to add to that in just a second.
Yeah. The biggest indicators were those fumbles lost. Got 2 of them. And then the time of possession, strangely enough, Hillcrest won.
Unfortunately, that's not how they decide who wins the game,
Unfortunately,
right?
yes. 28 minutes for Hillcrest holding on to that ball and only 20 minutes for Vestavia.
You talk about the turnovers. Only 2 turnovers, but so many penalties. Hillcrest, 9 penalties on the night for 58 yards.
About to ask.
Hoover, only 2 for 33.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think we remember it. I can think of one of the Vestavia penalties down there. I don't even know where the other one was. Maybe you guys can help me out. I think one of them was, golly, somewhere right there. I don't remember who the call was on there. But nonetheless, unfortunately, time of possession doesn't give us wins, guys, though. So, Brent, I'm going to keep looking at scores, and we can certainly do more stats. And Nathan did a great job.
Okay, give us a few more scores while I'm pulling up the graphic for our players of the game.
Okay. I'm looking for a Prattville County score, but I can't get one. It's still the last one I'm seeing is 35 to nothing right now.
Is that Hoover-Hewitt game final yet?
Let me go back. The Hoover football Twitter is fantastic, but let me see. They were giving play-by-play updates, but ball game. That would be the Huskies 17, Bucks 14.
A low-scoring game.
Yeah, it really was, and that Hewitt defense is something else.
Obviously.
So we're going to see it next week in Roy Johnson.
Okay. All right, guys, we got to name a player of the game, and since you're on the headset now in place of Brad, we're going to name we named 3 players of the game: an offensive, a defensive, and a special teams. I'm gonna say special teams.
You're gonna steal number 6, aren't you?
I am.
You're gonna take the easy one. Yep.
Well, Javion Lowe had quite a game. He made a lot of big tackles on the kickoff coverage team. So Javion Lowe, and we'll give him the special teams player of the game.
Nathan, tell us somebody on who was our leading receiver on offense. Was it Caden?
Caden didn't do a whole lot here tonight.
I got somebody on offense. I just want to see if Caden just out. How about this? How many catches number 13 have?
Here, I got you right
How
here.
many catches did Cookie have?
Yeah,
he only had those 2 catches?
Cook only had 2? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that last kickoff return there, I wouldn't mind. I mean, maybe getting somebody different in there. I mean, my vote would probably be with Jalen Cook, though.
Let's look at the stats. And nobody really stood out.
Right.
Jordan had some good numbers. He had 14 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown, but he also had the 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he had 18 carries for 78.
Right.
You know what? To me, I think it's pretty obvious that Jacoby Harris is the offensive player of the game.
He had a good game.
He had the touchdown pass. He had a touchdown run. He had big runs that picked up first downs. He was fighting hard in this game.
What was his stat line?
14 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown.
Okay, yeah, definitely. He had his, I guess, as good a night as anybody for Hillcrest.
I'm gonna take another offensive player.
Okay.
We'll give it to Austin Cherry for that last. I think that was
true.
The last,
we had that last little
touchdown.
thing. Yep. Do you have anything else besides that?
No.
Okay. No, I get it. I mean, I don't mind Jacoby. Jacoby's always a good choice. Sometimes I try to pick different folks to kind of hear different voices on Tuesday night, but he's certainly deserving, Brent.
All right, we'll give that to Jacoby. And now we got to go for our defensive player of the game. This is a hard one to pick because there wasn't a whole lot that happened.
I got 2
that
obvious.
shined
I got 2 normal
defense.
candidates. To me, it would be Zay Hall or Jeremiah Beverly. It seems like we called their numbers as much as anybody.
We did call Jeremiah's name a pretty good bit. He seemed to be, when we were able to get at least a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, Jeremiah was the one getting the pressure. I don't know how accurate these stats are. He only had 1 tackle, 1 solo tackle, and 1 assist.
Not
accurate.
He
seemed But he seemed to be in the backfield a pretty good bit.
I agree. I mean, I think I think Brent, Nathan. I mean, I don't know how many positives we have on that side of the ball, but I thought Bev had a good game. That first half last week when he had all those offsides, had a great second half against Hoover and played as well as anybody else on defense. So I'm good with him.
And a lot of those QB scrambles from Taft probably came from the Hillcrest defense, giving him a little bit of trouble.
Sure.
Not seeing those men open downfield and having to tuck it and run.
He did that well. Golly.
Way too well.
All right. Well, guys, you ready to hit the road? It's going to be a little hour home.
Yeah, real quick, just remember, and I do want to say this. Man, we've not been at home very much, but we need, and I know it's a tough loss, I know, but anybody still listening or anybody we talk to this week,
spread the word.
Man, we need Roy Johnson packed next week.
That's right.
Hewitt undefeated in the region. We keep saying this, and I know in a loss, next week is the biggest game of the season right now. We're coming back home finally. As tough and nice as it is to play in these big stadiums, man, big advantage for us coming down 69 South. So I would love to see everybody there. But, Brent, take us home.
All right, yeah, the focus will definitely be there in practice this week. The players with a wake-up call here tonight. We'll see how they respond with an opportunity. That's what it is.
Right.
An opportunity for a huge, huge bounce back. How will these players respond? Should be fun to find out. Okay, your final score once again, 42-24. Pats fall to the Vestavia Rebels, and the record falls to 3-1 overall and 1-1 in the region. We're back next week at Roy Johnson as the Pats take on the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. Till then, go Pats.
Go Pats.